Right, ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are we up yet or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So. Good morning. Today is August 20th, 2024. And we just did the Pledge of Allegiance, and so the board minutes for August 13th, 2024 decision.
I'll move to approve the board minutes.
You second it?
Is there any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried and passed. Okay, so the next agenda item is correspondence. And just a second, I'm trying to get up. On Zoom. Okay, the first is an email from Morgan Marks, and it is greetings from Y2K. Is the Yellowstone Yukon Conservation Initiative. And Morgan is taking a little bit of leave. So it's informational. I don't think if there's any reason for this. It'd be an agenda item in the future, but we'll see what Chuck and Scott have to say about that.
That's just about the wildlife crossing.
What's that?
That's just about the wildlife crossing.
Yeah. The next agenda item is from David Scrumeyer, and this is the information about your appointee, Elena Gagliano, mentioned to me that you'll be discussing the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority next week. As a result, he is getting on the agenda, or he will be available for questions. Thank you from us again about that project. That was up on the web for anybody to read for informational purposes. We haven't doing this one. Okay. So the next correspondence is from Mako, and this is the Department of Revenue is planning another round of town halls on property taxes to explain how taxes work. It's informational, and this shows areas where you can attend if you feel that you need training on property taxes and how
I think there's one here on October 2nd.
What's that?
I think there's one here on October 2nd.
Or, oh, I don't know, it shows it being in Ravalli on the 10-2.
And it's in Missoula too.
Mm.
if anybody
The
wants.
second page. There, it was on the.
Well, if you want to attend that here in Granite County,
No, they want the commissioner to attend. I'm pretty sure that's you.
okay, so Phillipsburg High School at 407 Schnecknell Street. Okay. Make a note on the calendar, maybe that October 2nd, they will be in Phillipsburg at the high school for. Next one is from. The DNRC. And. That just says, as conditions look dire, no extra outflows should be allowed this year, Ed. Who's Ed? Is that what? I noticed that and I couldn't figure out who Ed was. I don't think we put any extra outflows, we kept it at the required amount.
We are,
Half.
I don't plan to let any extra out. Me. Sometimes we have.
I mean, it's up to our discretion if we wanted to let some more, we could. You just have to go through the thing, but right now, I think it's fine.
Who's Ed?
Huh?
Who's Ed?
Georgetown Lake.
So did the DNRC get that from,
He's
Ed?
the one that's in, yeah,
okay, so then they forwarded it to us,
yeah,
okay. I kind of thought that, but I wasn't sure.
but I mean, it's still up to us if we had to say if the. All the ranchers come in and want to let, 5 or 10 hour, we. Till October 15th, then we can cut it back,
So we're at
30.
30
correct?
for sure till October 15th.
Yep.
And then if we wanted more,
We
we'd
just
have
gotta
to
go,
get
yeah,
permission.
go through the agencies.
The next one is from the Montana Department of Transportation. And the subject is the 24 through 28 final statewide transportation improvement program. And the project analysis bureau of the Montana Department of Transportation has published the final version, and you can go online at www.mdtmt.gov.
I'm just trying to figure out who's.
That's it on correspondence. Is there any public comment on correspondence? Okay, we'll move into our next agenda item, which is public comment on matters within the commissioner jurisdiction. Did you have public comment? You need to stand up and state your name, please. Thank you.
I'm George Brooker. I live in Idle Ranches subdivision.
Okay,
I believe it was an agenda item to be discussed with Paul Alt this morning.
okay,
I was here to address
Okay.
my concern.
okay.
Jerome.
Yeah, well, that'll be at 9:20.
Okay.
Okay, so, okay, great. Any public comment on matters within the commissioner's jurisdiction? Is Linda gonna be with us? Is Linda gonna come down?
Yeah,
I'm anxious, okay.
folks, anyway, that's what we talked about. What is a mold?
Hmm?
What is a mold remediation deposit? Yeah. Let me say that word. What's that mean?
So mold remediation deposit.
What,
So
what's that mean?
1787. Got rid of the mold.
Was it some of that that? Trying to figure out if that was Linda's office or Blaine's or what they're talking about mold.
Hello,
I guess I don't understand what it's for and where it was, it just. A deposit of $507. They don't say what. For the building or nothing, I guess I. That's all I'm kind of curious with.
Get that away.
I was just curious what that meant or what it was or what it's for.
So
Is this some of that work stuff or what, you know?
I thought we had discussed where they're gonna check for mold and stuff.
I thought that was everything when we started tearing up the,
But like,
I thought it was when we tore up this roof. But I don't know what that is, I guess, I just was curious.
did you wanna hold that one out?
Yeah, they don't say who it's for or what, so I'll go after maybe they put Becky, will be go after.
Okay. About 5 minutes left for public comment. Is there any public comment? On matters within the commission jurisdiction?
remember just some papers that got missed
Got missed.
on that last packet from Cat. Just need some signatures and then
Oh, okay.
the yellow thing is my pickup.
Is this
Yeah, I think it's all one.
right here?
Yeah,
You talked about Dodge and Ford.
I got the pickup.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got
Okay,
the cheapest deal I could get from Dodge was 40, or from Ford was. With trade was 46. And some change. And I got the Dodge for 34 even with the trade. That worked pretty good.
yeah.
With the heavier tow package and stuff,
It is?
and 13,000 pound tow package. That'd be good. It's got an inline 6 in it. Twin turbo. Seems to be. Seems like it's got pretty good power.
I'll have to call him,
Good.
Blanche.
Okay,
Bryce was right,
Nobody knows what
Huh?
it's for. and-
Bryce was right,
Oh, yeah.
and it was a 25. Ford was a 24. So
Trade-in,
Ford was a 24,
for trade-in?
no, 2024.
Oh,
Model,
24, this is at 25.
yeah. So.
Hmm.
This is. For you guys. It's on the pickup.
I can show you, it was same as mine, in fact, I looked at the new ones. And there's a gap between the wheel well and the engine and. Mud just comes flying up into the engine.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
in a real muddy place.
Hmm.
I've been thinking about trying to figure out what to put across there. And I looked at the new ones. I don't know if yours is like this one.
I've never noticed it. No.
Yeah. And it was worse than mine. And mine was the 24.
Is it a half ton?
Hey, Brandy, do you happen to have the phone number for Day Spring?
Got 13 for this.
Yeah, I think 14.
I just trying to figure out what they did. They want this and they just said deposit, but I don't know what the hell they did.
Might have been 30, whatever.
I guess I can call info or something.
Yeah, let me see.
Thanks.
For 34 and it's paid for.
Yeah.
Cool. Then,
Better than anticipated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would have been a little more, but I got the one with no seat.
good. That a good bucket. And whoopee.
Oh, you
I'm
need.
proud of you. Hey, well, that's great. So do we have to sign this then? And,
This is on his pickup?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then have Becky needs to cut a check going forward.
Then they,
And then just,
for 34 for the pickup, then I think they need the title.
it's the title and trailer.
No, for the old pickup.
Oh.
So they need the,
Hey, thank you. Yeah, we need to get the title, we can get that from.
Okay.
Brand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, we'll get the title, the treasurer has that, right?
right.
But I need to sign.
We found it.
Okay, we've got about 30 seconds, second. And we will. Okay, so. Brandy. So if you have a chance, we need to get the. Title from the treasurer's office and then we'll need Becky to cut us a check for 34,000. Okay. Okay, so it is. 9:20 and our next agenda item is weekly reports with. Paul Alt, the road super and bridge superintendent. So I wonder, we have people here from Idle Ranches. And did you want to go ahead and state the reason that,
What?
and go ahead, you'll have to state your name again, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm George Brooker. I live in Idle Ranches subdivision. The Forest Service Road goes through my property. I think a complaint was tendered to this. To the county. Uh, Complaining of encroachments on county road. Which is Forest Service Road.
Okay, so,
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Those rocks
think
and
he's
stuff
got
on the
this.
road on Rockbridge.
This stuff
Oh.
on the road.
I didn't know the name of that subdivision
Yeah,
Oh,
no
okay.
flats.
or whatever it is, yeah.
Idle Ranches, yeah.
And what are you saying?
Uh,
Well, I think what.
I'm responding to a letter that was presented to the commission.
Okay, let's just start over a little bit here. Okay, I think what you're saying is there are obstructions in the right of way of the road that you received a letter that you.
I did not receive a letter.
I think you,
You received a letter.
From Andy Cohen,
The rule?
Andrew Cohen.
okay, so about
That's on
what?
the agenda.
Yeah, I'm sure we did, but
So the bottom line is,
So. I have placed impediments on my property. To discourage the general public from traveling on my property. My neighbor asserts that the Forest Service Road is a county road. And that I'm encroaching on the county road. They previously had locked gates on the county road. And called it private road. I'm just,
go ahead, Scott.
Well, they can't have a lock gate on a county road anyway, and where your road coming in, you're just coming in on the old. No, you're coming right into the county road off your own place, right? I know where you live and I've been up there,
yeah, I come in on the county road.
but you can't have anything inside that right away from 33 feet to the center of the line out.
Of the county road.
Of the
Yeah.
county road.
Correct,
We don't. We're not on the county.
so what are you saying?
We're here in response to the letter that you guys received and you're on the agenda. That Paul was
What?
gonna Idle Ranches obstruction, and we're just here because we were curious what was going on.
what the deal is, on that mile of road that's county road. There's up both sides of it, there's rows of rocks right on the very edge of the road, and then there's trees. You know, that have been hand placed in there. And then there's chairs and. To the creek and private property signs that are right on the right of way sign, and you can't have any of that. I'm not saying you guys,
It's a Forest Service road.
yeah, it's that piece of road is a county road, and I'm not saying you guys put it there.
I dispute that.
And. It doesn't, we have a 66-foot right of way through there.
I dispute that.
That's fine, to dispute. He's trying to explain.
I'm trying to explain to you, on all that stuff has gotta get picked up and get took off of there.
You can't have an obstruction in any county road.
It's not a county road.
The county road is in the interior. Look at the map. Well,
Do you have the map?
I do have the map.
So if you're saying it's Forest Service Road, you still can't have that debris in Forest Service Road either.
Not in the Forest Service right away. Forest Service right away.
Easy,
Through this,
easy.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Relax,
I'm
relax.
sorry.
We're trying to figure this out.
I
I'm not
know.
get all pissy.
Been a long time.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Okay. Is Linda in her office? Oh, that's her. Okay, so what, is this the county road?
So my color coding, this indicates property ownership within Idle Ranch. This green strip indicates Forest Service right of way. Forest Service holds fee interest on this right of way. This county road was dedicated as Rock Creek Road initially.
Yeah, and that's a county road.
Right.
So what do you say? This here-
I live here on lot 12. The Forest Service road goes through my property.
Yeah, I know that. But yeah, there's stuff on this right here.
Oh, I got, there's some trees in the, I got some firewood.
Yeah,
that's-
there's hand placed stuff, and that's what he's trying to tell you, is we can't have obstruction along the road. And that's
Well,
what-
what
it's
we're
a cul-
talking
it's
about.
a
This one
cul-de-sac
here, this
that
is-
nobody even uses.
So this is a county road? Or no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all these are
Well, it
county
ends
roads
right here.
within the.
Oh, all these are county roads?
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
But you
Okay,
just
as-
can't, you can't have nothing on obstruction the right way from 33 feet from the middle out. That's what they're complaining.
there's natural obstruction, the road is entirely crowded.
But this,
I didn't invite you to come.
I've been out there, don't hate.
the stuff that we're talking about, those hand places, rocks, about that, you know, I'm pretty sure you're well aware of what it is.
I don't have rocks and placed on county road.
I'm not saying that you do, I'm saying someone does, and it can be done.
Oh,
I'm not saying any
oh,
names.
Actually, someone
Road
does
is
have
valid.
rocks in county road over
Yeah.
here.
That's what we're
You
trying to.
you know, they're not in the way, and there's natural obstructions also. I mean, it's a 50-foot right of way.
66 and 33 from center.
56 feet.
This was done in 70.
Yeah, I know, I've been up there, we've gone over this before, you and I talked about
Yeah,
this
we
before.
walked it, and I walked it with
Yeah.
Wayne.
What the thing is, we're trying to clean up, so when we're plowing and that, we don't have stuff along the road that we're hitting and.
It's never been plowed.
I
You know, I flagged down
For
the,
liability though, too, if somebody goes off and then rocks are there, then. Who's you responsible for that?
Well, he's not doing it. Other people
I'm not
are doing it.
I know, but he's the one that's saying, you know, that this and that. He's on 12, he's over here, but it comes down to here, and is there obstruction here? I guess guy needs to go.
there's natural encroachment.
Between mile marker 20 and 21.
Mhm.
okay, so
This is mile marker 22.
and you go to mile marker 20, right?
No, we only go to for our regular maintenance, we go to 13,
Go to 13.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is way up in there, this is.
So this-
are way down.
Well,
So what are we saying here?
Well, it all came up when that. We don't let anybody put any obstruction on any county road right away, period. It has to be off of our right of way, and the stuff that's on there needs to be moved. And that's why Blaine sent the letter out.
it'll come as a complaint,
From that comment, from
somebody.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that there's
And-
obstructions in the road.
Correct.
But it's not him.
No,
But
I
he's-
assumed it was me, just by watching the activity in the,
You have that letter with you?
I never received one. I was, I was informed of, correspondence.
I think
And
everybody,
then I saw it as an agenda item.
we can ask Blake, he's on Zoom, Lance.
Okay,
We can ask Blake and see what's the deal was, Jordan, and we'll figure out what, we're all kind of.
I recognize this is not appropriate for an extended discussion. Right, now, perhaps,
You're here.
unless you're open to it.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay, so,
it's on their agenda, I mean, that's why we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I know where you live, I've been up there, we've had problems, we did.
so I don't see Blaine on here.
He just texted me, said he was gonna be on Zoom. But
I apologize.
So we'll wait for him to get on and while we'll go ahead, do we need this, just don't leave this out? we'll just leave this one here.
Uh. Certainly the Forest Service respected that in their recent. Passage. It was awkward for them to contain their gravel within a 20 chain link right of way.
What's that saying? Sorry, I'm trying to get.
It's about 14 foot right away through my property.
It's 60 feet, and what he's saying is when they put the gravel down through there, they just left it narrow to stay out of the conflict, the contractor did, not the Forest Service.
Oh, this is where the complaint has come from.
Yeah, so the contractor, they just went between all the debris and everything that was sitting there. If it had been a regular guy, he'd drop the wing and knock the shit right off the road.
Which would have, I'm subject to
Subject to nothing,
No, yeah.
it would have just got up. you know,
Cause they
kicked
had,
it off the
Forest
road.
Service has their easement through it, if they got that.
Forest Service has a right of way. The federal code prohibits the expansion of that right of way,
I don't know
except
that, that's
through-
explained.
except through
Have you talked to Cameron about this, you know, cause this is what we talked about before, we talked about the obstructions there before, not just you. But the others down below, remember they had that gate, you told me.
The county-
You cannot lock that gate.
right, the county did not respond against my complaint of those obstructions on the county road at that time. I personally
Well, I think we-
removed those gates.
I think we did, though, remember, George, we talked about this, and I come up, we.
The gates were ordered
We
to
have a lane
be
whenever.
unlocked.
You're ready.
So, okay, we have Blaine on Zoom right now, I guess, Blaine, what's going on here is. What was your name again?
George Brooker.
Is here to, because of the complaint about the obstructions on the right of way and Granite County saying there can't be any obstructions within that easement.
Yes,
And,
that's correct.
okay, so you're stating that it's,
Forest Service.
Forest Service.
it's Forest
See,
Service.
We send out for the county stuff, but what's on the Forest Service, you're saying that you can have it there on the Forest Service, but we don't have no jurisdiction over the Forest Service road.
I understand that.
So, but go ahead, Blaine, it's.
Where the Rock Creek Road goes through Idle Ranches, that's the county road.
Right,
So if that's where he's talking about, but if he's talking about Forest Service, yeah, that'd be a Forest Service issue.
So, and the one that he's talking about would be a Forest Service issue, is that what you're saying?
that's what he's saying.
Okay,
You see, we
There's
got
two
three
roads
people.
through.
what road are we saying that we can't, the obstructions have to be taken out of the right of way? This one? Or this one?
All the county ones, all the ones around or whatever it is.
They're all county roads, both of them?
The way I understand from 20 to 21 is a county section,
Yes,
my mark, 20 to 21.
but he's talking about this upper one, that's the
Which is-
Forest Service one.
Which is,
The green one,
okay, so you're not talking about,
so why are we talking about this? It's Forest Service
If
Road.
it's the Forest Service, he should be seeing Cameron and talking to
Yeah.
him about,
Right.
it. We're just saying that on county roads, you cannot have no obstruction. We're not
Well,
saying
well,
about this other is.
Well, I think the complainant is confused. Or,
Blaine, the letter that went out, it said specifically county roads, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm not sure what letter he's referring to, but if it's any email that I sent, yeah, I was referring to county roads.
Okay, the statement that was made that was in the minutes is that we need to remove,
The debris from mile marker 20 to 21. And the way I understand it, that section of road is county road.
Correct.
Correct.
okay, so what? And you're worried about Forest Service road,
Right,
okay?
But, yeah, you'll have to go to Cameron and talk to him about that. We don't have, or that lady in Missoula.
I'm just defending my property. That's all I'm doing. I'm defending my property.
And you're 12,
He's up here, he's
Okay.
talking about this up here.
It's nowhere even near where there's any issue.
This is all us, this has nothing to do with us.
so he's in 12, you
Mhm.
say? So
He
he's,
orders, but he's talking this obstruction in this part is what he
Oh.
said he's getting letters. And that's Forest Service Road. You got stuff next to the Forest Service Road?
Excuse me?
You have stuff next to the Forest Service Road?
Yeah,
Well, you gotta deal with
I-
Cameron and that, that's nothing to do with us.
well, I haven't been challenged by Forest Service.
okay, then
What we were.
you're being,
I'm responding to a complaint on idle ranches, and I was just seeking out what the nature of the
We're
complaint.
not just picking you out, it's the whole thing down through there, just like them, you know, they put up them tripods and that when we was up there before, and we said you couldn't have that stuff and you can't have that locked gate, cause remember you guys, not you guys, but remember they locked the gate, and we all come up there with the sheriff and everything said this gate cannot be.
okay, so. Basically, what came from the commission to the road superintendent. Was that anything within the right of way of county roads. Needs to be removed,
And that right away is 66 feet.
and the right of way is 66 feet, county road, not Forest Service Road.
Excellent.
Anything to do with the Forest Service Road is.
I agree.
Well, you have to go through Lolo there, you'll have to talk that way.
Well, I don't have a
When they
problem
Come
with
up there
Lolo.
with us.
I talked to the road guy Sunday at the Rock Creek Protector Association picnic. We invited Forest Service to speak.
I have.
We're basically trying to clear it up for our neighbors.
You know,
Okay, so are we clear that we're not asking you to remove obstacles in Forest Service, on Forest Service roads?
it's clear to me now, yes.
Yeah, the other though on county road, yeah, you can't have that, we've talked about this before.
Okay,
And there is some rocks that have been placed.
County ground, and that's what we're saying, that stuff cannot be put out. And whether it's maintained or cannot.
Are you okay?
Yeah. And there's natural encroachments.
okay, Elena, I see you. Do you have a public comment for the Idle Ranchers discussion for the road?
Yes, I do. Thank you. It seems like there's a lot of confusion. This is another dispute. County road versus forest road. And I'm confused listening to this. George, I didn't get his last name either. It is on the agenda, but it's in the weekly report from Paul Allen. This should have been a separate item and a clarification, and then Blaine would have been able to see what letter, what correspondence. Maybe Linda could have been on the call, maybe Cameron could have been on the call. I mean, this is not the first time road dispute that's come up. It seems like there's so many of them. And where's the documentation? All all I hear is a lot of questions. Oh, it's not us, it's them, it's them. I mean, maybe we should get down to the bottom of this, and it should be put on the agenda as a separate item. And George's name should have been on it, and Idle Ranches regarding a letter received from the county. Clarification, this is all it's, and we'd all know what we're talking about instead of guesswork. And that's my comment. Thank you.
Talk to him about, Elena, we've gone over this before, and he's perfectly fine what we're saying to him, right?
Yeah.
So what you're trying to tell us is what to do again, and these people are cool with what we've just said.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm tired of y'all.
No, I'm sorry. You asked for a comment, okay? Again, and I want this in the minutes because there's a number of things that I say that are kind of omitted in the minutes. You guys work for us. We don't work for you. And if I give you a comment and mannerisms, whatever, all right, I can say what I have to say. And
Sure.
it's a suggestion that I'm making, because all I keep hearing and time taken, because, oh, didn't we discuss that? Well, I discussed it with you. When did I discuss it with you? A conversation between one of the commissioners and the party who's talking? That's not public information that other people can share it.
We had a
I'm
public,
sorry, don't tell me what you have done, all right?
God.
And I'm going to say this one more time. This is why the county voted for a local government review. Because there's got to be a better way. And rather than getting, what can I call it? Defense attitude. We're doing it right. You're the problem. That's all I keep hearing. And I don't see it from any other county. This is really going to be interesting. And the newspaper is on too. There's a lot of things that were brought up with correspondence. Apparently nobody read it until today. That's another thing. As commissioners, you should have known what the
Blaine, comment from
correspondence
you.
was. And I've said my piece. Thank you.
You're rambling.
Well, I was just gonna say, if there's a lot of questions, what are the questions, and we'll answer them. I didn't hear any, I think it was resolved, but if there's questions, what are they?
Okay, so here's what was on the agenda. It was moving the obstacles out of the right of way, plain and simple. We had a person from Idle Ranches come in and they were a little confused and we set them straight. It's not a Forest Service road. We're worried about the county road, plain and simple. That's what was on the agenda. It got into a little bit of a discussion. We understand what it is now. We don't have to go into detail on study commissions that has nothing to do with Idle Ranches. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And glad we resolved what was going on with it. So in other words, we're continue to remove obstacles from the county road. Oh, get this, you got a little laughy things going on.
see, and
That's okay. I mean, this is coming from who we expect to get this kind of stuff from. So anyway, thank you
Okay.
for your input.
Of course, I believe a little more clarification would be good through an agenda item with the planning board and you know, I presented before, but it's worth revisiting.
And then talk to that.
Thank you, sir. And that,
Yeah, and talk to that head lady at Lowell, cause they're the ones that come up. Remember, we all met up there and had
Yeah.
a big meeting. This was years ago, Bill Slaughter, Blaine, I think.
Blaine came up and
Yeah,
watched the
we all
roads with
come up
us.
there. That's what I was trying to explain to Elena. We dealt with this and you just want clarification. What road
Okay.
we're talking.
thank you. Okay, so we just did kind of move on a little bit with the rest of our
Thanks, George.
report from Road and Bridge
We
Superintendent.
appreciate you guys.
So we,
And thanks for the chip and seal on Lower Rock Creek.
Well.
a lot of them.
Yeah.
So anyway, we went up and bladed, travelers. Just got the spots and then skipped some and because they're working up there too, but anyway, we went and gave that an overhaul and. There's quite a problem up there with the, right at the end where it turns into Georgetown Lake Estates. And the cows keep getting through there and the people that own that land. Won't let that cattle guard get cleaned. So it's been proposed that we put a cattle guard in. This side of their cattle guard, put it on our own county road. Basically right at the end where we turn around, plowing and stuff. And then. They'll build a fence into it. And I don't see why that's a problem with us. What they got going on is that the cows are coming from this side. And they cross that going up and then the cows from the top are coming down and why she won't let that cattle guard be cleaned. I don't know, I guess she likes cows.
That's on.
Whose cattle guard is it?
It's some woman, I don't know.
Is that on the private road then, or is that?
It's right where the county road turns into Georgetown Estates. And
Blaine has something to say.
that was
Go ahead, Blaine.
I was just gonna ask what the current condition of that cattle guard, the private one is. I think it's Donna Holmes. It is in bad shape.
you know, it's not the world's worst, but they won't let it be cleaned. And because it's on her property, I've actually got a call into Linda to see, apparently that road, it was a county road that went all the way up to the pavement, you know, at Georgetown Lake. And
I was just, oh. I was saying if people have easements in there, then they have a right to clean it out. To say they can't clean it, I don't agree with that, but we need to look into that a little more, I think.
the story, what I'm getting, Blaine, is every time they try to do anything with it, she wants to be in a lawsuit.
If folks have easements in there, she can't stop it, is my opinion. So I'll look into that a little more as far as who has easements on them.
Okay,
Linda and Blaine, they can look in and see if we have it going up to the county, then we can actually clean
It's
it.
county road,
Yeah.
so we can clean cold.
right, but it's county right, apparently right to that, just a little bit before that, like 30 feet, 20 feet. And then it turns into that Georgetown Lake State Road. And I don't know, that's why
Okay,
I phoned that in. Linda
get
to see.
Linda, yeah,
Yeah,
make sure.
but the point, I guess my question is if in fact that isn't, and we need to put a cattle guard in. I don't see any issue in doing that, do you guys?
If we have to, let's
Yes,
try to clean this one, let's try to get that taken care of. If we can't, we'll put one in.
and that's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's reasonable. We're not gonna do it for several weeks anyway, but
Blaine, is that something that we have to make a motion on? Whether or not to put a cattle guard in?
I don't think we're
Just
not
wait and
sure.
see.
I don't think so. I think that would just be, yeah,
That would figure out-
administrative.
Just business as usual?
Yeah, business as usual.
Okay,
so anyway, with that, then they. Went and hit Rumsey Hill too, and got that bladed out, just the hill. Because they're still working up there, but the hill was pretty rough, so. And now we are pulling ditches and starting to lay gravel at Echo. So.
so
That's
we're, see, gravel, yeah. with my-
How many miles up there?
yeah, just about one.
Okay, working on that. Gotcha, so you haven't done Colbeck Lane yet, or you,
Colbeck's down.
oh, that's the one done. Is that the one next Georgetown Lake Estates?
No, that's, that Colbeck Lane's down at home.
Oh. That my road?
Yeah.
Got your stuff done first.
Yeah.
Now we're going to Chuck's, I don't get nothing.
They're coming out of,
It's easy.
they're coming out of Eastport in the next couple of days. And they're supposed to pull them ditches. Fiber optic people.
Oh, okay.
So, if they're not good enough, then they're just gonna have to go back. You know, he said, well, now they're pulled, but they're not pulled, and
You gonna check on them?
yeah,
That's same as down there too, with some of them on the county roads, they're gotta be fixed.
Right.
They're not, they're moving out today, I see they're calling, maybe they're moving another spot, but they're not.
to moving out of where.
Maxville,
Yeah, they've got another, they're moving that stuff out, but they've got probably another full week of cleanup in Maxville. And so by the end of this week, that Maxville they're gonna think they're done there.
I just wanna make sure we stay on top of it, we put a lot of money and time. in
Yeah.
that road. We don't want getting this all of a sudden.
Okay, so, we worked on the road budget, and I think you talked with Scott. And we had to make some cuts. So what I have here is a detailed list for last year. And just maybe for you to kind of look at and see where maybe you can make a little bit of changes. And because we're gonna, it's just a done deal, otherwise we would have had to pull 600 from Pilt. We just don't have it, so we've got it down to pulling 400 from Pilt. to, and then the budget, when you see it, where we just made cuts in different line items.
Sure.
Where you could, but, I just thought maybe it might be helpful if you wanted to kind of look at this and just see where you're at and.
The main thing is we gotta start, we really gotta work, so we gotta start figuring out where we
Well, I mean,
just
we,
gotta really take care of our money, what we got.
yeah, we
And
plan a little,
Yeah,
little bit of planning is
I
all,
mean-
yeah,
It's just,
there's only so much to work with, so that's just what it is, and that's the way it is. I mean, that's,
yeah,
we just want you to understand though, like we
Yeah.
sat here and talked, cause you're gonna see there was over 100,000 cut, but it's just, that's the only way.
I figured it was, I mean, what are you gonna do?
and the one line item where you said. Okay, we can cut that, that wasn't really cutting your budget by 100,000,
Yeah, no, it was just on there from, no, I understand.
okay,
It was just on there last year, but I'm just
Yeah.
meaning that we didn't have to have that on this year.
Yeah.
That's all I meant by that. And
yeah, and we did put just in case 10,000 in there, and that's not necessarily for hauling, it's for other emergency stuff that.
Well, like when we had to get a backhoe or something, go do something like grooming or whatever, that's a different thing. But you gotta keep that on, you can't take it completely out.
right,
And we've actually saved some with you having a bucket for a seat instead of.
I mean, right away, there's some.
Yeah,
It all adds up.
and see, we, in the budget, we budgeted 55 and you're spending 34, so that's gonna pad that a little bit. We'll just keep that in the budget. Because that's, setting the budget, but it's gonna pad it a little bit for other.
No, we're saying we
conferences.
saved some, but let's not
Yeah.
just spend it till
Yeah.
we saved it.
Yeah, we need
That's
to,
what we're saying.
Yeah,
once upon a time, beginning and ending cash was usually around $1 million.
I mean, our biggest thing right now is. It's gonna be. Oil, dirt patch oil. Coal patch. And mag chloride
We salt.
and salt.
Yeah,
And even our salt's gonna be, we won't get as much salt this year as we did last year because in both shops, we do have. Salt sand left over, But,
We're gaining, but it's
Yeah.
gonna take
Well,
some
yeah,
cuts to gain.
I mean, the other stuff, it just takes. Just takes so much oil and stuff, you just have to have.
yeah,
But when it comes time, well, okay, that's it, and then it'll be just next year. Just the way it is.
Did the computer ever come in?
Not yet. Hopefully this week.
anything else?
Nothing to think of.
Okay, great. Good discussion.
Oh, the bathrooms are done. The bathrooms, it'll be done here in the next day or two. And then they re-roofed it. It was an extra couple $100 to put the whole roof on. Which makes sense, and. So anyway, yeah, they should be all done with that, yeah, so it'd be good.
So just
That looks good. I
to
think.
make note, is the idle ranches obstructions was mainly. I think for give us information, how it was going with removing obstacles in the county road right away. No discussion if it's county or Forest Service road, it had nothing to do with, the gentleman was confused and we set it straight,
Mhm.
correct?
Blaine just texted bathroom and drum, is that when you're talking about?
No, Hebert don't,
Then they'll start on the drum one.
that's the plan.
What's that?
Blaine was wondering about the bathroom and drum, he was making sure that we knew which one, so here in Peterborough, then they'll start on them.
Hey, great, thanks.
All right, thanks.
Take care of that pickup, don't be running all
Yeah.
over, he's only get 5 miles a week.
God, that's great. See you guys, thanks.
Okay, the next agenda item is the dam tenders report, Georgetown Lake. The, level is 6428.68 feet. And it's 10.32 inches below full pool. As of See, this was done August 13th, I don't know. Oh, no, through August 20th. Let me look at it real quick.
I just did that this morning, but hopefully it,
That's funny, it has that.
no, that's,
Just, thank you. Okay. Right. And is there a motion?
You know, move to stay at 30.
Seconded.
Any public comment? Seems none, all in favor? Aye. Motion carried and passed. Pretty close to right on schedule, we have a few minutes before our next agenda item.
You care. You care. I called him, find out what they did then.
You're up. Morning, Sue.
good morning.
Got your little one.
My oldest.
Your oldest. I can't tell.
It grows so fast.
Hey, so you can just come on up. I think as soon as Scott gets back in, we can.
Okay. Did you guys all have a copy of the budget, right?
Pardon me?
You have a copy of the
Yeah.
budget? Okay. Oh, no, I only brought one copy.
Sarah has a copy of this too, right? Sarah.
I don't know, do you know if she does?
You should.
Okay, I sent it to Billy, which she has sent it out to everyone who needs it. I can drop it off, or I'll ask her. if she wants me to email it.
Get that film and go.
Where did you?
You say Sue's here.
He's not visiting.
Get your
I'm trying to get.
person in here. Now, okay.
They're not sure either.
Hmm?
They're not sure either.
Oh,
I'm trying to figure out this.
our next agenda item is the Phillipsburg Library update with Sue Sweeney
Yes.
and resignation of Charlene Luca and appointment of Linda Graham
Yes.
to the Phillipsburg Community Library Board. And there is a letter from Linda telling of her interest. And I think right off the bat, is there a motion to?
Can I
accept
request,
Linda?
can I request one thing
Oh,
before
sure.
you make the motion? So Linda's gonna finish out Charlene's term and it actually ends June. So I'm wondering if you wouldn't mind making the motion to finish out the term and then name her as the next person for the next term, which is 5 years. Are we allowed to do, could we do that, or do I have to come back in June and do a read?
Let's ask Blaine. Blaine, we have a request from Sue that we make Linda. Her term ends, Charlene's term ends June. Do we need to
Next June?
No, coming up, June 2025, and I'm wondering if we can just make the motion for her to finish the term and then be the new
I don't
chair.
know.
Why are we doing that now?
We can.
I would just do the motion now for the end of the term and then do another one at the time, but you can commit now that you'll agree to do that.
I probably should do a report by June anyway, okay, I was just trying to kill.
Yeah. I
That-
understand.
Thanks, Blaine. Is there a motion? 1 second. Any public comment? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Motion carried and passed. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. All right. We have the 24-25 budget. And as you can see, we bring in we do bring in 48.5 from Granite County taxes. And if you look down at salaries and wages, that pretty much takes every bit of money that we get. And our library, people request that it's open for more hours, but we're just bare bones right now. And what our goal is to get, like I told you in June, is to get that mortgage paid off so that we aren't always just scraping along to meet our budget. So public donations is big. We count on public donations and that miscellaneous revenue to really help carry us. We've been having to dip into our reserve fund, so it's a little bit low. We would like to not have it go lower than that, just in case there's some big emergency with that building. Our property taxes have really gone up, just like everybody's, unfortunately. So that was a little bit of a shocker. It about doubled. We also had to we hadn't been taking workman's comp on our volunteers, and that's a new thing that we have to do. So then that also increased by like $1,000. So those two items were a little bit shocking. The good news is we have the apartment rented, which brings in $750 a month. We have one basement office rented. We have 3 offices. 400 per office, and just yesterday I got a request for the second office. So if we can get all 3 offices rented, that will easily cover our mortgage, which is 1,184 a month, and that will help us breathe a little easier. But on the budget, we didn't want to say, oh, we're gonna have 3 offices rented, and that, because, you know, we didn't want to just assume because it wasn't done. So on our income from, we only counted the apartment and the 1 office, because that's all that we had a signed lease for. So everything else will just kind of be above and a nice little addition. So any questions on any of this? The seasonal employee was just a summer helper, and then she's done the 3rd week of September this year. So that one will be finished the end of September, that 1,200. But we'll carry a little bit over for next summer.
So when's your mortgage gonna be paid? How many more years?
Well, I think it was a 20-year, but we have 118 that we owe. And we have a plan for a big fundraiser in 2025 that we're hoping to raise about 25,000. We want to get it below 100, and then every year at the silent auction, we had the silent auction, the library did, and we brought in over $10,000, but we have to give 30% to the Rotary, so about 6,500 to us, but still. But that's why on this miscellaneous revenue, we bumped that up, because we're going to put 2,500 of that money into the side bill, just to be a little more solvent for the year.
So what did the concert, who they donate to this year?
I think it was daycare again.
Again?
Yeah, to finish the big auction, the live auction went to the daycare.
So cool. No.
So we were saying, maybe we can get the live auction one year or something, because we really, like in our 5-year plan, we just want to get that big.
That would be a thought. Joe
Yeah.
Road, hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and, you know, the other thing that we keep throwing out there is a mill levy, to run another mill levy. We ran one in 18. And so we said, well, in 10 years, in 28, maybe we say it's time, because that 48.5 that's hard to stretch. It would be nice if some of our mill levy funds paid a little more than just salaries. So,
That's another voting thing, so yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Which would be, that's why we're, this wasn't the year to do it. No.
Yeah.
So but that is kind of on the table, continuously thinking about that, just to try to get it. So, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. It's a pretty simple budget. So,
Any questions? Is there any public comment? Thank you.
thanks very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, well, I sent him, he was saying, he should have called up, he was saying, I need to see the house. Yeah, it's fine.
So,
They're gonna call me back on that, so they're not quite sure what they did either.
Scott.
Yeah.
Dave Kaufman with CRCI.
How are you?
I was supposed to meet you today.
Yeah.
Up on the roof.
Supposed to go up on the roof with you today and look at that roof thing. I'll run up and look quick.
okay,
You all right?
so we got about 5 minutes before the next, before you're up, Dave,
I'm up.
in 5 minutes,
Oh, I need to talk.
but if you want to.
They want to talk about the roof, do they?
So what are you doing, Scott?
So we're getting the roof ready for
Right.
the roof.
Right,
He's just gonna.
right, yeah,
Let me know what I can cut up.
Can't go up and look and see what's gonna happen and what they're tearing and what, make a plan.
Did you need Dave to go with you or?
Yeah,
just-
he has to go. He's the
Yeah,
one,
I'm doing all the cutting and coring today.
he's the one that would.
Well, should we just have the agenda item first and then? Is this, what are we doing on this?
Pretty much just looking to look over and seeing what this is, he's the one that, remember, we're talking about the pricing and what we're
Didn't-
getting for what we're doing and.
Didn't we have something added in? That,
Yeah, we're making sure with the bid and that. Because you.
okay, so this is
Blaine
where
kinda
we're
said-
going to sign.
Blaine.
We have that.
Blaine has,
Go ahead, Blaine.
Oh, yeah, you're correct, Lance. This was just the, having the final version of that agreement on the agenda. And so, yeah, I would encourage you to do it now and then they can go up on the roof. That would work, I think.
Okay, I have 2 copies here. You want 2 copies, Blaine? Apparently.
What, one original for Dave and one for the county would be good.
Gotcha.
You got.
I got 2. I have 2. I don't got 2. I have 2. Okay, so, this agenda item is the fact that we are signing with CRCI LLC.
Yeah, today is just to verify what design changes we wanna make. And then after that, I'll incorporate all that into the specifications and the scope of work for, then we can go to bidding. And
Okay.
get a roofing contractor to take care of it.
Blaine has a thumbs up. So Blaine, am I just to give one of these copies to Dave here today or
Yeah, that will work. Then,
for us? Well, there's yours.
one for the county, yeah.
Okay. All right, great, thank you.
And then we'll probably get with Blaine as far as when you guys wanna bid it and all that stuff.
Blaine, did you catch that question? Yeah, thumbs up, it says.
Okay.
Thumbs up,
All right, we'll go ahead and get started.
all right. So you didn't need us up there with you, you're just gonna be the man, okay, all right. Thanks, Dave.
Did you-
you.
need to move
Probably didn't need
a motion for any of
From
that.
what I remember last time.
No, We decided that, yeah,
Yeah.
Correct. You approved it last week.
yeah, yeah, so there, no motion needs to be made because we just did it last week, right? We're just signing the contract this week. Thanks, Blaine. Okay, we've got about 15 minutes before our next agenda item. And we're gonna go into a slight recess as Scott is going upstairs to look at everything with Dave. Okay, it is 10:30. We are still waiting for Janine. And we're waiting for Scott to get back from inspecting the roof with Dave Kaufman, so. They should be here any second. This is that letter from Linda for the. Maybe I can see what's holding in. I don't know if I can climb those stairs again.
Gotta go up
That's
a
all
ladder.
that shit.
You have to go up a ladder too.
I'm not gonna go up the ladder. So Scott is still on the roof,
Yeah.
which he needs here. So,
All right. Like I was up there with Blanche on the. Talking to the construction guys and they're getting our stuff done. It's going on good. They're doing well, you know, all that. And then that door and this other front door here are both needing paint, like I told y'all beforehand. And when I was looking at some of this stuff, like there's this. It's for decks actually, but it lasts the 8 to 10 years.
Oh.
And you get in a smooth motor texture like that, and there's different brands here. Like this one's by Cabot, it's deck concrete, they call it. They don't have a texture thing on theirs, but that one does. This is the stuff I put on my deck this summer. It's really nice stuff. It works well. Because the doors been weathered so much, there's cracks in the wood and this fills the cracks.
It does.
Filled the cracks on my deck. And then on the very bottom, I'm gonna have to I wanna order a foot plate or a kick plate, they call it.
Mhm.
That needs to be high enough because there's a major crack down there where the wood is peeling away from the door, like balsa wood or whatever it is. If we get it high enough, we can caulk that in, and, you know, screw it in there to help eliminate moisture getting in there.
Mhm.
Is what I'm talking. I was talking construction and that's what he told me, you know, that was his idea. And the thing is, it is really dark brown. And with the sun on this side and that, it tends to,
Get hot.
yeah, not only that, but the sun takes away from it so much more. Like, it just weathers quicker
Mhm.
than if you had a light color. So I was looking at this and trying to figure out what color, you know, like any of these grays would match the brick that's right there by the door. Or the windowsills are already painted a kind of a pink. And there's not a pink to choose from here. I can't find anything that matches it, you know, like the outside frames of the windows. There's nothing to match that. So I was just gonna, you know, get you guys idea of what color you wanted, because Billy will pick it up tomorrow in Missoula. And then get started on it this weekend. To do on the
So,
weekend because
like,
people coming in
whereas-
and out.
the pink. Maybe
Well, see.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe. How are they need repainted? Maybe we'll go with a different color to match the door.
Right, that's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
but the ones up in the courtroom area. When they had the dome done, painted up there,
what's his toes, Ken Philbach did all of those out there already. So they're in pretty good shape still now, you know, what I mean, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. All of them need to be redone. Or even new windows put in actually is what needs to be done, but that's down the road. But yeah, the gray I think would look really nice. Or, you know, if you guys want to let me do the choosing, I'll get it by the bricks and see which color goes best. And then the frame thing goes all the way around that door. Whoever painted it last did not sand it down or do anything, so it's all blah, 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 blah with old paint.
Hmm.
I have no idea how to get that off. Wheel maybe, you know, the grinding wheel is what Ryan suggested. So I'll try it. We'll see what happens, but the wood's pretty old.
So you think that deck stuff would be good?
I think that'd be the best way to go with it all. It would last a lot longer than any paint. According to what they said, you know, I mean, and then there's regular stain. You know, that I don't think stain would be a good idea myself, because then it's just gonna peel away with the sun and the moisture and stuff, you know. The weather, the elements. But,
I think, yeah, you're right, the more neutral color than,
and then
like, if
there's,
light. Like,
Right.
so yeah.
Yeah, it gets hot down there in the sun.
it really does. But then there's this other kind, it's pretty much the same as these two, it's a different company, you know, whatever make, but they got all kinds of different colors too. And this isn't really a very good mode to the colors, they didn't have any of these left, so they printed one of these out for her. So it's hard to really tell what the color is. You know, if their printer was low on one
What do you think?
tone. You
That
know,
was the color, wasn't there?
that's what I thought would be the best.
What do you think?
That's what I thought would be the best is this one here.
Go for it. The
Okay.
lightest one.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'll do. And then I'll pick up a wheel down at the hardware and see what I can do with the sides of it. I mean, we're talking like this stuff here, this out there is real thin. It's not a thick or wide thing, it's real tiny and it's got like scallops to it. That's probably why they didn't sand it or anything, it's real
Yeah.
difficult to do. So I'll give it a shot, see what happens. If nothing else, try and sand it and will it where I have to.
Mhm.
And go from there. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. You want the cod gray?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is like about $50 a gallon. I don't think I'm gonna need much more of a gallon for the doors. I'll read more online with it, see how much it'll cover, square footage wise.
Mhm.
Because for my decks, both of mine, I have a 53 by 18.
You need
I used a whole
primer.
5-gallon bucket on just that one.
Need a primer. Primer.
A primer. You really don't, what I gotta do is just wash it real good with the solvent they have. And then hose it off and dry it. Power wash would be nice that I don't have, the sheriff's office hasn't, so I might borrow theirs.
I have one too. As well.
Okay, it'd be a whole lot easier to spray it off and then sand instead of while it's peeling, that'll take all the peeling stuff off and then it can get a smoother surface, you know? Okay, that's pretty much all I had on that. I'm just keeping up with all that mess that's going on. He has cleaners hired and I'm like, why in the hell aren't they here every day picking up after you guys?
Yeah, really.
So, okay, then I'll get a hold of Billy and have her pick that up for us and go from there. Okay,
Okay.
Good.
we're all going.
Right.
All right,
Thanks.
thank you.
Okay, our next agenda item is United States Department of Interior Joint Funding Agreement 25 RS JFA 006.
I'll
And
move,
this,
I'll move to approve the USGS joint funding agreement
okay, I will second it. This is an annual agreement billed annually.
for $4,706.
What is the combined total? So the amount from us is 4706 and the amount survey is 2534. Okay. Is there any public comment?
You second it?
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried and passed. I'm going to just. Brandy will here's. That, we'll just get Scott to sign it too when he gets down. Got about 5 minutes before our next agenda item. I want Scott here for the 11 o'clock one. Do I have to run back up? At 3. Maybe you should
What?
go up there and do that.
Well, okay. You can text it.
Hmm?
Text it.
That was, I told Blaine to be on at 11 also.
Hmm.
That was him answering, I'm sure. Yeah, my little birdie.
What is his text?
Hmm?
Do you have Scott on your phone?
Oh,
You text him, he's got a phone.
okay. Good idea. Saves me a trip. Let's call him, see if he answers. He'd answer better than. Can you be down here, please, by 11 for the next agenda item? Can you come in, please, by 11 for the next agenda item? Okay, thank you.
Voter registration?
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we do this every year.
I don't think we actually signed an agreement last year, we just, did I remember correctly, or did we? We pretty much gave them. Saying that we would go ahead and support them having the funds and it would kind of travel through. The treasurer's office and then they would get the funds from Area 5. Okay, we do have, it's 10:55, our next agenda item is. The Area 5 agreement with Granite County Medical Center, discussion and decision. And this agreement, we started this last year, giving the Area 5 funds over to the Granite County Medical Center. And this is just an annual agreement. So Blaine, did you have any comment on this agreement? I think it's pretty
Yeah,
well. Go ahead.
So I agree with you that, yeah, this was what you did last year. You wanted to do 1 year at a time. And it, yeah, it gives them, passes through the Area 5 money, the Granite County Hospital District.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, I'll move to accept the agreement for Area 5, with the Granite County Hospital.
See, we're talking about the agreement with the Granite County Hospital to give them Area 5 funds.
Yeah.
He's made a motion, and this is, we decided that, Wayne explained that we decided that we'd do this annually every year, just to make sure that instead of a longer term.
If we don't know if we get it every year either, so, yeah, I expect it.
Okay. During public comment? All in favor? Aye. We have about 5 minutes or 4 minutes until our next agenda item, which is Granite County's membership in the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority, including dues.
So you gotta sign this agreement with the, somebody.
Yeah, the USGS joint funding agreement. And there it is, you can give that to Sarah to sign and. Whatever else she.
And he needs to sign this
Yeah,
too.
and you need to sign that. That's the USGS. So Blaine will send that agreement. The hospital one, and then. Then Randy, you need to send USGS ones, if that's it. Blaine, we did sign 2 copies, so we'll keep copies for Granite County. Okay, so the next agenda item is the Granite County membership in the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority. Discussion and decision. You want to?
I'll start out, yeah, I
Okay, go
guess
ahead, Scott.
I guess I'm just not really for this, putting money in there, cause it's this, every year they keep taking the money and it's just, we don't know what's going on, and then to sit here and say that bring the rail up to Petersburg and all that, I just think it's. No, I'm not for it.
So you're not for being a member?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna do whatever they want, our little bit contributes to them, I mean, and it's a new railroad system, and I just don't wanna be part of it.
okay. Chuck,
Well, I don't see how it can pay for itself. I mean, it's just another place to throw our money, let's throw the government's money. Down the hole, anyway, and then they said they wouldn't stop in Drummond, so why are we even,
so you're for not being a member also? Okay,
definitely not, if they're not stopping the ground.
okay,
And that was the whole thing, when they proposed it to us, the big thing was they were gonna stop there, and
Exactly.
they kind of just talked us into it, and now it's like. You know, to change all them rails and where you'd have to turn to come out, that's billions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just not for it.
so Blaine, how do we approach this? Should we make our motion and then get public comment? We have Dave on here from the Big Sky Passenger Rail.
And
Authority.
Dan also just joined. Dan Bucks.
Yeah,
And then get public comment.
I think.
Yeah, that sounds good to make the motion and then, yeah, take public comment.
Okay,
I'll make the motion that we get out of this, I just don't think there's enough. Input in all this, that, yeah.
No, second.
is there any public comment? Dave, do you have a public comment? Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, before you take action, and thank you, commissioners. I'm Dave Strohmeyer. I'm Chair of the Missoula Board of County Commissioners. Thank you for your service. I'm also Chairman of the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority. I actually have a few visuals that I can share with you. My intent was to provide you, I did not know you were contemplating taking action on removal of yourself from the Rail Authority. I thought it was long overdue that we provided you an update on what the Rail Authority has been up to, and I'm happy to do so, and then stand available to answer any questions that you might have.
Go ahead. Whoops, I'm not chairman, sorry. Go ahead and give us an update. I just,
Oh, okay. Are you seeing a computer screen there? And if so, just wondering if I have screen sharing capabilities.
I see that. Are we?
Yeah,
Okay. Let me proceed. Okay, can you see that?
yes.
Okay. So first off, just a recap. Thank you, Granite County, for being one of the founding members of the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority. The Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority is the largest transportation district in the state of Montana. We are a subdivision of state government, so we are a government agency in the state of Montana. We span the 600-mile width of the state. We, as you can see right there, that's our vision, and that is to expand and enhance passenger rail service across Montana. That includes both looking at opportunities to expand service where it previously existed. It also includes supporting the Empire Builder that currently operates along the High Line. We came into existence 4 years ago with the help of Granite County. 12 counties came together, and using a state law that was on the books from the 1990s that authorizes counties to establish either, sorry, that jumped ahead, to establish either countywide rail authority or regional rail authorities. We established the first regional rail authority in the state of Montana. That includes the 12 original member counties. We've now grown to 19 counties. We have membership from Amtrak on our board. The Montana Department of Transportation is also on our board of directors, as is BNSF Railway, 3 tribal nations through which this corridor passes, and AFL-CIO, representing labor. We have been extremely active. In fact, we are one of the most well-respected rail authority, rail planning agencies in the nation right now. We are focused on planning, developing strategic partnerships, and outreach. And as I think you probably know in your work, as I do in my county work, it's all about developing those strategic partnerships to accomplish things that might be only able to be accomplished working across jurisdictional lines with others. On the planning front, and I heard you talking earlier before we got going in terms of what we've been up to. And my apologies if you've felt out of the loop at all. We have had a lot of irons in the fire. We, as the rail authority here in the state of Montana, were key in getting into the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act a few years ago, language that directed the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Federal Railroad Administration to conduct a nationwide study of restoring discontinued Amtrak routes across the country or creating new routes that have never existed before. So that is a key accomplishment of the Rail Authority, and I'm very proud that Montana and this rail authority was at the forefront of that effort. Well, what did that deliver? Well, that has delivered clear results, and clear results for Granite County too, insofar as one of the preferred routes in this study, and there will be a report going to Congress later this fall related to this study and the recommendations coming out of this study. And one of the recommendations is restoration of this very route that passes through southern Montana. This is the former North Coast Hiawatha route connecting Chicago to the Pacific Northwest. And this is a big deal for us in that we are one of 15 routes that are identified in this study for restoration or creation. The other big news, and this also is maybe even bigger news, and that is out of the 15 routes recommended for restoration in the long distance study, restoration or creation, this route here, this again is the former North Coast Hiawatha route, is the only new long distance route in the entire United States of America that was included in the Corridor Identification and Development Program. What is that program? This program is a Federal Railroad Administration program that is basically the mechanism by which any recommended routes move into project development and implementation. So we are kicking this off as we speak. We received an initial pulse of funding to help get this study going, and it will be probably taking place over the next couple of years. We're going to begin literally as we speak, putting together a scope, schedule, and budget to develop a service development plan for this route. The service development plan for this route will identify answers to all of the questions that many folks ask, such as what are the infrastructure investments necessary to accommodate this service? Where will the train stations be? What will the time frame of the trains be? And by that, I mean, what we are pushing for is twice daily service, twice daily on-time service, weather resilient service, and train service that meets the needs of the 21st century. Currently, this route is called the Big Sky North Coast Corridor from Chicago to Seattle. And we will be going through a rebranding and renaming process in the months to come to really try to brand this route in a way that reflects the geographic region through which it passes. So this is a big deal for the entire state of Montana. We are the project sponsor, and even though we are in Montana, we're this project sponsor for this entire 2,300-mile long route, which would be a new long distance route connecting the Midwest to the Pacific Northwest. What else have we been involved in planning wise? We were funded by the Montana Healthcare Foundation to look at ways in which in both tribal and rural communities, passenger rail can help facilitate robust economies and serve the needs of communities. We conducted a number of stakeholder meetings across the state of Montana and resoundingly heard from small rural and tribal communities the ways in which passenger rail will benefit their constituents and those community members. Earlier this year, we issued a request for proposals that has resulted in hiring a contracting team, a consulting team that will help us through the corridor identification process, all the way through preliminary engineering and NEPA analysis, and will basically in a couple of years deliver a shovel-ready project that we can implement. And we are partners with the Pacific Northwest Economic Region and their Regional Infrastructure Accelerator. We're looking at ways in which passenger rail can be combined with small parcel delivery. This is something that existed in the past. We've heard from agricultural producers across the state that this is a way in which they can both receive equipment, small parts for tractors or other implements to their locations, or conversely, to ship products from where they are produced in rural areas to larger markets. In terms of partnerships, we are a strong partner with BNSF Railway and Amtrak. And in fact, this is another way, apart from the passenger rail service restoration that we are focused on in southern Montana, this is another way in which we are active in the state of Montana. We partnered with Amtrak and applied for, and were successful in getting $15 million for the community of Malta to do infrastructure investments, rail infrastructure investments that will support and promote both passenger and freight operations. and basically unclog a bottleneck along the High Line. Similarly, we are working with communities to figure out ways in which we can partner with them to get them the resources that they need to separate grades. So if you're like my community here in Missoula County, I have constituents who would love to see some at-grade rail crossings separated, or at least have safety enhancements such that you minimize or mitigate risk associated with those rail crossings. This is something that we hope to help communities with in the future. Strong partnership, Senator Daines, Senator Tester, Secretary Buttigieg with the U.S. Department of Transportation, all provided great welcome remarks and encouragement at our annual conference, which was in Missoula about a month and a half, I guess more like 2 months ago now. And their statements are all available on our website. I'd encourage you to take a look at those. And we've been very active on the outreach front. We've conducted public meetings in Havre. We've been active with the Montana Association of Counties and their transportation committee. We have been looking at opportunities for innovative technology and how hydrogen locomotives and train sets could be deployed along this route. So we have been all over the state and nation, and are one of the most successful passenger rail authorities in the nation, I would hazard to say today. So the bottom line, I guess I heard someone say earlier, dues. There are no dues associated with membership of the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority. State law prescribes that once a county decides to become a member of the rail authority, which Granite County did 4 years ago, once that happens, and let me stop sharing my screen here. Once that happens, the only requirement of counties is to appoint someone to our board of directors who is both a representative of your county and also who is supportive of the rail authority's mission. That's it. There is no requirement that counties pay a dime. What membership gives you is a seat at the table for planning purposes. We are not involved in any, contrary to what you might have heard, we are not involved in connecting Drummond to Phillipsburg by the old rail spur. That is currently outside of our purview and focus. We are looking at long distance passenger rail service, namely that service between Chicago and Seattle. It is true that as we have in past years, we have reached out to all member counties because we, as you in county government in Granite County, me and county government here in Missoula County, have administrative costs. And in order to keep the lights on, we need revenue for that. And so we have been supported by the generosity of member counties across the state of Montana, and on an annual basis, reach out to counties and request voluntary contributions. The matrix that we've come up with that determines the amount that we ask of counties is meant to be equitable and is based on taxable values in counties and combination of taxable values and population. And again, not all counties have the capacity or ability to meet that amount, and that's okay. Anything helps us keep the lights on and pay our bills, but it is, again, not to be considered dues and not required of member counties. So with that, I would be happy to answer any questions that all of you might have. And we are certainly thankful that Granite County has played a key role in the establishment of the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority. I'd like to recognize that the chair of our Development and Strategic Engagement Committee, Dan Bucks, is also on the line here with me today. He too would be more than welcome to answer any questions that you might have.
Hey, I got a quick question. What's this, if you're gonna run a passenger train or a parts train or whatever, what's that gonna do when you got coal going through? How are you gonna get around the coal train and stuff? I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
It's actually, Commissioner, actually not as big a deal as you might think. It happens all the time. In fact, if you look at the High Line across the northern tier of Montana, you have freight and passenger trains running concurrently on that route on a daily basis. This happens all over the country. What we are proposing, though, is to identify what infrastructure improvements would be necessary to facilitate the movement of both freight and passenger trains without impeding one another. This is why BNSF Railway is on our board of directors. They have been extremely supportive in helping us figure out what our next steps will be. To specifically answer your question, though, and this would be an example of why we partnered with BNSF Railway to seek the $15 million in grant funding near Malta. There's a bottleneck there, and you would find similar bottlenecks through the southern tier of Montana, whether you're talking Granite County, Missoula County, or Prairie County. What you need to do infrastructure-wise, in some cases, might be to lengthen sidings such that one train can pull over and allow the other, be it a freight or passenger train, to move past. In some cases, it might mean double tracking. That's what the analysis will be looking at that we're kicking off right now, is identifying those infrastructure needs.
Okay, one more quick question. I
Yeah.
want you to emphasize on that, where you said you're not involved going from Drummond to Phillipsburg, because we keep getting told that that's a big plan.
No, it's not a plan whatsoever. This
That's all I need to know. Thank you. Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude or not, but I want that known, because that's what we keep getting told.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, what's the total cost of all of this? I mean, that's gotta be trillions of dollars. Doesn't it?
No, it's Commissioner, it would not be trillions. It's not going to be inexpensive. Certainly could top $1 billion. But this is a multi-state federal undertaking. It would be operated and funded exactly like the Empire Builder and other long distance routes. Long distance routes over 750 miles in length in the United States are considered long distance routes. They are considered a federal responsibility. The point that I would make is that think the interstate highway system. We have an interstate highway system that flows through the state of Montana, not because we have huge populations in the state of Montana, but because we're connected to a national network for commerce and for travel in general. Similar scenario with passenger rail. This is a long distance national network route that we're proposing to expand. There are already dollars appropriated and allocated in the transportation reauthorization bill that is otherwise known as the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. And so resources are available to implement projects just like the one that we're talking about here.
Okay, twice daily, is that once, one time west and one time east?
No, excellent question, Commissioner. It would be 2 trains in each direction. And Dan, would you like to speak to the value of twice daily service? With your permission, Madam Chair.
Excuse me.
Is it okay if my colleague Dan speaks to that question?
Oh, sure, sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, twice daily service is important for several reasons, but especially for smaller communities where the citizens need to get to larger communities for healthcare, for business purposes, for education, for social opportunities, etc. And likewise for people in larger communities to make it out to smaller communities for events that they want to participate in smaller communities. Twice daily service is important because you can make a trip of more than 100 miles or 150 to even 200 miles you could complete the trip in going from a smaller community to a larger community and back again in one day without an overnight lodging stay. A typical example we use is from Miles City to Billings for someone to have a medical appointment. Same thing is true in Western Montana. Just pick your city pairs and you can travel back and forth in one day without an overnight lodging costs. Secondly, it also means that it brings sunshine to all for at least 6 months of the year. It brings sunshine or daylight to practically every train station along the route. With once daily service in each direction, you have spots that only get service in the train stations that only get service in the middle of a night. And with twice daily service in both directions, you get daytime schedule stops that are significant. It increases ridership, it increases fare recovery, and the overall economic benefits and the use of the route. And it's also designed, and most economic studies show that the benefits of passenger rail fall to all of the communities on the route, regardless of size. But the greatest benefits, percentage-wise, fall to the lower population communities because it opens up transportation options that people did not have before. And the greatest benefits are actually to rural America from these passenger rail rights, from passenger rail, as opposed to the larger communities. And so we expect this to be of substantial benefit to the smaller communities in Montana beyond just the large ones.
Okay, thank you. Here's a question. What effect would it have on the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority should Granite County not want to be a member?
Well, I'll answer that two ways. The reason why we reached out to Granite County and the other counties across the state of Montana initially was based on the old adage, there is power in numbers. It makes a difference when you see urban and rural counties across this entire state coming together, working for a shared goal. What I will say is that as we enter this stage of putting together a service development plan, not being a member of the rail authority will frankly hurt Granite County more than it hurts the rail authority, in that membership in the rail authority, which again costs Granite County nothing by way of dollars that you don't choose to allocate otherwise. What this signals is that you may not want a train station in Drummond, because that is the location, make no mistake about it, that is the location where this long distance route could potentially stop. There's no guarantee, because the reality is the more times a train stops, the longer it's going to take you to get to your ultimate destination. But if we have a county that is a member of the rail authority, that's a strong signal to the U.S. Department of Transportation that this is a county that is eager to participate in this undertaking. If you are not a member, we take that as a signal that that train can just roll right on through Drummond and stop in Missoula.
That's not really good to say. You know, just because we don't agree with everything, you've got $15 million here. And just because we don't want to give that, now you're telling us, you're kind of threatening us that we're not going to stop at your town. That's kind of that's BS.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the scenario here. The reason that we did join this is the fact that we wanted you to stop in Drummond, and that was the initial reason. We're very excited about it. And then further research and further information stating, well, we're not going to stop in Drummond.
Yeah.
We can't, it's too rural. We can't stop in Drummond. So that's the reason that these two gentlemen feel that okay, if you're not going to stop in Drummond, that what's the point of Granite County being a member? Is that your feelings? Okay.
I don't like being told that though, just because of now.
Well,
Well,
Commissioner?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess what I'm getting at is it's a powerful statement that Granite County became a member 4 years ago. I mean, that signals that Granite County has put its hand up and said, yes, we are interested in a station stop in Drummond. Again, there's no guarantee in that we are just now beginning the analysis of where do station stops make the most sense. Granite County being at the table for those discussions, for this planning is important. If Granite County were to withdraw itself from the rail authority, that would, I think, ensure that the signal will have been received that Granite County does not want to have a station stop in its location. So I would be encouraging you to remain at the table, remain in the authority. And the other piece of it is, and here's a great example, Butte, Silver Bow County. The chances of Butte getting passenger rail service restored are not zero, but they're not 100% since the current route of operational train sets runs through Helena. There would need to be a lot of work to happen to open up Homestake Pass east of Butte. The reason why Butte and Silver Bow County were also one of the 12 founding members of the rail authority was they recognized that wherever the station is, whether it's in Butte or in Helena, it's going to be a whole lot closer to catch the train in Helena than it is to drive all the way to Shelby. So having a seat at the table allows a county participation in the discussion of how to create those transit connections. So even if a train station is not stopping, or even if a train ultimately does not stop in Drummond or does not stop in Butte, it provides a mechanism to think through how are you going to get from your communities to wherever this train station is, because this is going to be something that plays out across the entire state. There will be communities that will not have a train station, but they still want to access the service.
Go ahead.
Could I, Madam Chair?
Yeah.
May I add? The whole spirit in the authority is as a cooperative endeavor, and it's like any other cooperative endeavor. And if there has been speculation as to where the stations are going to be or not to this point, or saying, well, it's going to be there or it's not going to be there, that's somewhat premature, because it is just now with the corridor ID program acceptance, which was a tremendous success. This is the only long distance line in the country selected to be in this large corridor ID program. And it was a tremendous achievement by the authority, and Granite County was a part of that by being a member of the authority. Now, it's just because now that we're a part of the corridor ID program, that's where and maybe the term service development plan needs to be defined here. But now within the next year, in the coming months, the authority is going to convene the discussions for what the service looks like, including where the train stations are. And it's in that service development planning that the decision will be made as to what makes sense from the standpoint of station stops. But that's only part of the discussion from the standpoint of a train station. A local community needs to then work on its part of making sure that the train station gets developed. Now, there will be Amtrak funding for basic facilities, but if you want to make it into a community center, the community is going to have to do more. But you have to actually find the location. If the old station location is no longer available in Drummond, for example, then you either need to confirm that that's available, or perhaps there is a different plot of ground that is needed for that. That is all done locally. Now, this is a cooperative discussion. This is not somebody, this is not the authority deciding it without its members. It's the members deciding it. And the opportunity to make this decision is just coming to the fore right now. And if Granite County wants to continue to be a part of the discussion and a part of what is a cooperative process, then membership makes sense for Granite County. If you don't want to be a part of the process, that's a choice that a county can make. I think you've got a tremendous opportunity here because there's no cost to being a part of the discussion and to influencing whether or not there's a station or not. This is not something that somebody is deciding for you. It is something that will happen with people, with the counties participating in the process. And I think that's important to understand. This is a cooperative endeavor. It's not somebody over here somewhere making a decision for you that you either like or don't like. It's a decision to participate and join in the effort in a cooperative way and help your communities if you wish to help them in this manner.
Thank you. Blaine, do you have a comment?
He's off Zoom. He just
Well,
checked. Oh, he's back.
I would just say that my thoughts were, why be part of the passenger rail authority when you're not paying into it? But they are, I guess there's some arguments there to stay in there, and then if you don't want to pay, it's not required. So that's something for you to think about too. But my thoughts were, yeah, if you want to be part of it, be part of it and pay into it.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. I guess I didn't hear you ask for public comment. Sorry. Okay, so I want to thank Mr. Strohmeyer and Mr. Bucks for clarifying what I said regarding Drummond. Thank you very much. And one more clarification. Both Drummond, Phillipsburg, and the people in between think this is a fantastic idea. And I've always said, no matter what, I will do my damnedest as long as I'm alive to get the short run going. I never said that BISPR was involved in that. So that's a point of clarification. I have a question of the commissioners. I would like to know what funding was used with the other contributions, yearly contributions. And by the way, Drummond and Phillipsburg, I believe, are both contributing. So I'd like to know what funding the county uses for this contribution.
Where the money comes out of, you're saying?
That's what I'm asking, yes.
We budgeted out of our Hard Rock Fund, which is a fund that we receive minimum amount of money for our former Hard Rock mining that was once a part of Granite County, which no longer is.
So that funding is available. It's just sitting there really. And so it's not any big bucks that is going to take away from some other funding. Correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
So we've gotten all the comments. When I requested public comment, apparently Elena didn't hear me say we were open for public comment. Do you want to amend your motion, or do you want to carry through with not being a member of the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority?
I'll make a motion that we're not.
You want to continue to not?
Continue, and I mean, they're gonna stop and do whatever they want, so I mean, it's just, he pretty much said that, so.
Are you still, you're second it? Okay, so we had our public comment, we had our motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will abstain. I think that we should continue to be a member, but, the motion is carried and passed. Thank you, gentlemen. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, just from a procedural standpoint, and you may know this already, but if at any point you choose to reconsider, the door remains open procedurally by state law. You need to pass an actual resolution
Okay.
to remove yourself from the rail authority, since it was by resolution that you entered the rail authority. So just from a procedural standpoint, you'll likely need to, not likely, you will need to take this up at another meeting and adopt a resolution to that effect.
Okay, thank you. So Blaine, you got that? We will put this on the agenda, and Blaine, you can get us a resolution for the first reading
Yes.
for this agenda.
Yes, sounds good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay, our next agenda item is the posting of commissioner's assistant position internally. Discussion and decision. There is a draft here, and it is, the commissioners are seeking a new assistant and have opened the position to internal candidates only. If the commissioners are not able to fill the position internally, the position will be advertised externally. The job description is attached for those that are interested. If you would like to apply, please fill out and return a Granite County job application to the commissioner's office on or before Monday, August 26th. So Monday, August 26th gives us Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I think we need to allow for 5 business days. I think that would put us to Monday and Tuesday. So Tuesday, I think, needs to be returned on August 27th. Is this draft okay with the corrections?
Would it be, so the last day they could put in would be August 27th? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so
Okay, so
you need to
could-
advertise 5 business days, I think, and that would put it, today is Tuesday, we'd get it out today, maybe. But it'd go out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Could you have it, like, I don't know how long our day is, it don't matter, I'm just saying like on Tuesday. That has, if somebody's got to put in Tuesday, so we can make a decision by that day?
Well, no, we wouldn't make a decision, the applications begin,
Oh,
and then we could go over the
that's what I
applications.
hoped.
And then the following Tuesday,
Thank you.
or else elect a committee to interview. Because if it's gonna be all 3 commission, it'd be a forum, so we'd have to be on commission day. But we
Which is-
can get a committee and have 1 commissioner part of the committee. Is this draft okay with the changes for the date? Should I make a motion?
Yeah, that's fine. You make,
Second.
I'll make the motion that we go ahead through Tuesday, the 27th, and then the following week we can. Decision, discussion, and figure out what where we're going, we're gonna have to move on this.
Is there any public comment? Things not all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried and passed. Okay, the next on the agenda is
I
the,
seconded that motion.
Hmm?
I seconded it.
yeah,
I didn't say that.
oh, you didn't say it? He seconded. We went for public comment. Being none, all in favor, and we all said aye. Now we'll say aye. Aye, okay.
Yeah.
Potential fire restrictions in Granite County.
I don't care if we go down or stay where we're at.
I think and now, Jackie's on there and she had some comments from a couple of others that like, here on that now went. So, you know, cause the fair is over, so. if she has comments on that yet.
Okay,
Try to stay the same.
Jackie, go ahead.
So this morning, there was a meeting already. And most everyone has gone to stage 1. And Sanders County actually went totally out, but they've gotten a lot more rain than what we have had, so.
So I'll make a motion to table. Okay.
Scott. Motion
Yeah.
seconded. Any public comment? Thanks, none. All in favor?
No,
Motion carried and passed. Stage 1.
Stage 1?
Stage
Yeah.
1, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead, Blaine.
So, yeah, the county's right now at stage 1 with no fires, so that's what you're continuing with, right?
Yes.
no campfire.
Okay. No, yeah, no campfires. And then the actual resolution you passed last week said, once the national forest goes away with all restrictions, then the county will automatically rescind as well, but that can be changed as well, if you want it different.
Well, I think they're probably still one.
Yeah, so you're, yeah,
I think
yeah, nothing's been rescinded, yeah. Sounds
I'm
good.
just- Yeah, Blaine, I'm just looking at the report I got from Missoula, and the National Forest still is in restrictions. Or they're at stage 1.
Sounds good, thanks.
Hey, thank you. And now we will be going to our next agenda item, which is Granite County Budget Work Session. No public comment until the end of the session, review and discuss. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Sarah Graham has joined us, the clerk and reporter. Okay, so we made the changes in the road.
Yes.
Did you?
So what we were looking at last week is, there was 600 that we have to. 600,000.
Right, it's about 600,000 from Pilts, and we've got it down to 467.
That will need to get from Pilt. That work?
How much?
Four
467. It's right down
Oh,
here.
no, I'm sorry, I forgot, I was gonna highlight that, and I forgot, I'm sorry.
What's that?
I was gonna highlight it, I forgot, I'm sorry.
You see. Okay, on yours, when you're looking down here, you see the cash. That's where we started. We only had 167,000. 925 in left in cash at the end of the year. And anticipation 7,000. The 7,000 is coming from charges for service, road permits, and miscellaneous revenues. Does road not get entitlement?
They do, and it's 109,270 nights, just above the 4,000. Should be on yours, cause I
know, but okay. Usually that's just added with the anticipation, but
I have it. Yeah, it's in the entitlements, and it says
Yeah.
109,279, yep,
okay. And then
my sloppy handwriting.
funds from the LATCF, which is carrying over from the 600,000 that we initially said that we were gonna give the road. And there is 120,000 left in that, and that's the ending balance, then that's it for,
Yeah, the LATCF, yeah. So, and that's.
okay.
So we take that 120, it's gone. LAG.
Right, that was money that was coming for the benefits
No,
and
yeah,
for
I know
the
that. I
medical
know
and
that.
stuff, that's all incorporated in that one.
I just saying though, but once we
Yeah.
take it, there's no more.
Exactly.
That's what I.
So how's our line item for COLA?
We're so Last year or 2 years ago, we kept 300 out for it and we've got exactly at 300. It's done. So, cause last year it was almost 200,000. This year it's about 100,000. So we did the 300.
So we're done.
We're done
We've.
for the benefits. Yeah,
For
for
COLA benefit coming from.
from LATC
Right.
to, yeah,
Okay.
to supplement the, yeah, that's all done.
Hey.
Mhm.
Is it good with you guys? The next one that she has highlighted is,
That's the one that's really light and you can barely see it. That's the Phillipsburg ambulance. Is that what it says?
yeah,
Yeah, 'cause you can't really, because they faxed it to us or,
okay,
and he had very grandiose ideas. But we only had like $1,700 in cash. The entitlement's only about 2,000. I did say maybe 5,000 in emergency service, for billing. So their issue, and I did talk to Sarah about this, is that she finally has gotten the more information that she needs so that she can bill out the runs, because they are doing runs. She's now finally able to bill out. They have not received any money yet.
oh. okay,
And that's why they're at 0 for,
Okay,
But
Or
why
what-
would that be on the Phillipsburg ambulance if they were contractors? That should just.
no.
Am I miss?
yeah, see what, the Peabody ambulance has made runs, but they haven't billed.
Well,
yeah.
when you said
Oh,
Sarah, I was thinking,
Yeah.
sorry.
oh, yeah. So, right, because she's the one who does the billing for them.
Yeah.
And she's fine. I talked with her
I
last week.
understand now.
Yeah.
When you're saying that, I thought, well, why are we involved? in
Yeah,
their
Yeah,
contract?
so and she, has per usual with the Phillipsburg and having a little trouble with getting the information from them. So anyway, I think she said that they've got a better system now. She's getting the information from them. They've got all of their whatever that they need to have in order to be able to bill. And so hopefully that will start coming in.
And then she charges to do that, right? Or is she doing it voluntarily
I think she's doing it voluntarily.
to do their billing?
I
thought that we were gonna make help or something on that. We said one time, but
Yeah.
it should be a line.
Yeah, and I don't-
A wage or something. I thought we said we'd help, didn't we, Chuck?
So,
The going rate or something.
Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
Something.
I guess if she's willing to do it right now. This is very slim budget. Because of the fact that. There's only 1,700 in cash. And then the anticipated is 7,000, so it's only 26,500. So I mean, I
yeah,
guess we need to discuss it.
as far as I'm aware, she has
For
not
doing
built
it
the
voluntarily.
ambulance for doing it yet. I don't know what the situation will be when she does start or whatever.
Before a
I guess
person-
I could talk to her about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think before a person accepts it, we need to know, so if we have to try to figure out how to put something in there for her time. Cause I know we said something we'd help with that, just cause we needed it.
Well, it can just come out of supplies and
Yeah.
totally.
There's
I don't.
5,000 in. Just you can't even see it.
You can't.
It says.
No,
training-
it's terrible.
It says training services.
Right, there's trainings, right, so I just took what Robert had sent to me. And that was what he wanted to do for his budget, but we had to kind of pare it down.
So. Yeah, I can't even read one for training.
Can we do a line item for supplies?
We have for supply, do you want me to put something in professional
Is this
services?
supplies
Take
up
some
there?
out of
What?
training and put it into professional services?
What?
What?
Is this, the supplies, is that 11,000?
Yeah.
What it's saying?
Yeah,
Okay, so
See, the
repairs and
second line.
maintenance, 5,000, travel, 3,000. And professional services, 5,000. I guess you.
but that one, it's out of repair and maintenance is the 5, the professional services, he doesn't have anything in there. Robert, when he did, it, so we could put something in there.
Well, so they
Okay, I
went,
see.
Yeah,
It's kind of,
so this year we're only giving 11,000, we did 20,000, is it? I don't know.
I know, it's hard to read.
Yeah, we pretty, what did we give them last year? We got them solvent again because there was no tax. This year there'll be.
Right, a lot of stuff came out of LATCF just to, yeah.
Well, I know we gave them like for equipment, I can't tell what,
What are you asking, stuff?
So
Yeah, I
we've got the payroll stuff up here.
that's a $500 for the salaries.
for
Right.
salaries.
So we just take money out,
What's that?
when they do the runs, when they let us know who all does it, then we take, that's where the work comp money.
So
Comes out
that
of.
salary thing, was that where we need to put?
That's
maybe
what
put a little more in?
No,
No.
no, we wouldn't put her on.
If she was
We
doing,
wouldn't put her.
No, we just put it in professional services.
Yeah, because that is just for payroll stuff.
Yeah,
but there ain't nothing in professional services, right?
correct.
So you got
can-
11,000 supplies.
Mhm.
And 2,000 for utilities. And
5,000.
repairs and maintenance, 5,000, right? Am I right?
Mhm.
3,000. Travel. At 5,000 training. That 5,000 training,
Yes,
okay. So why can't she be paid out of supplies?
yeah, she could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
If
that's
she
all
does
I
send
was-
something in, that's where we'll take
If
it.
she chooses,
Yeah, that's all I was making sure that we had something where,
yeah,
we said we'd help.
yeah, they had to get a lot of supplies last year, they shouldn't need as much this year, I would think.
They got new screens and that, there was some other stuff.
Okay. Okay, Flint Creek project is the next one, and looks like, there is, we're anticipated 62.5, and that's the sale of electricity.
Yeah,
And
electronic.
then-
Cause we used to always go on 80,
Yeah, it was,
we used to always go on 80,000 for the anticipated, now it's down, see, this is a problem, there we lose.
so, yeah, I mean, we don't know,
18,000.
so like in fiscal 21, we got 91, in fiscal 22, we only got 48. In 23, we got 62, last year we did get 78, so it's, you know,
Look at it. Don't make sense.
What? Okay, it just depends on how much electricity they, and what the flow is. Like last year, we kept it at 15, we didn't go any lower than 15, remember?
Correct.
And so
We
they
had
had,
a lot out last year. Remember we flooded? Until we were just. Everything was opened up.
And we were pumping through there up to 40, so that's why, but yeah, it just seems, I don't know.
I think-
It seems like every year that. We used to always anticipate close to 80, and now.
if you'd like me to, I sure
No,
can, but.
no, cause I'm just saying that
yeah,
that's what we kinda counted on coming in, cause then when we did them.
I think-
DNRC grants and stuff, remember, that's. We had to show, and that's what we anticipated was 80, when we start going after the grants stuff to help out.
grants for Flint Creek project.
But there was more precip then.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I see what
we're
you're saying.
in a drought. I mean, extreme drought, actually.
Yeah, I think 62.5. Okay. And then the LAT. what
Yeah,
that
that's
amount is.
for the benefits for.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. Looky, guys, they're running on their own, we're not having to throw them a bone. So far.
So, yeah, if you don't have any things that you've
Well,
got
that's the
planned.
thing, I'm trying to remember what's coming up, that part 12 and all that, is that this year coming up, or would that be by the next year? So. Remember, we got some big stuff coming up.
Yeah. I don't think it's this year.
Okay, so
Not this year,
Next year.
next year,
So,
okay,
That,
Well-
yes, that's, I'm just trying to make sure that we don't miss that, because this is the one that, this could bite us so bad.
I think they're gonna start talking about it next spring.
okay,
What we
So-
have to do.
that one's good then.
Solid waste.
So estimated about 3,100 units. So, that's the 418,005 and the cash was 82. Some money going in to balance out for the budgets or for the benefits and medical. So anyway, it's with us going through the numbers.
What's that say, Sarah? Yep, 2,300.
Let's see,
That's the
LATCF. So that's the,
COLA stuff.
yeah, the benefits and, yeah, and COLA that we're helping supplement.
And you probably don't know, but what did we start out with last year for cash?
I think that it was around 36 or
And
something.
look at where we're at
40,
now,
yeah.
82,308.
Mhm.
And that's from cleaning it up. And getting
People
funds.
pay for it.
Mhm. Right, so I anticipated only about 400, 405, but we brought in, they were able to collect 490 is what I looked at for that, so. So, yeah, so I mean, it'll probably be more than the 418 just because people have overages that they end up paying by the end of the year, but just for now, that's. It seems to be okay for the.
I'm wondering on those overages,
If there's
if we should have a revenue line item so we can see.
the difference,
And on the extra units too, that we don't normally,
they could toss that into
Don't you
something
think?
else.
so we can have better paper trail. Instead of, because this units right here, the 418,500 is regular units that they have a count. So that's on each person's tax
Mhm.
bill. But what they've done is they've taken all of it and thrown it into the tax bill.
Taxes.
And I think if they're collecting extra money, I think it needs to go into a different line item so that we can see. Because do you see where I'm coming from?
We can talk to him about
Yeah,
that.
and just because, it shows if they go over, they're offered, okay, you can buy a unit if you want, but we should show that it's not a regular unit that's being charged on their tax bill. It's a unit that they purchase. And then we can see what kind of revenue that is. Because right now,
Well, I wonder if that's where they put also this, because I don't have anything listed in there, and I never have. The disposal charge, what's that one? But so they do have monies that 34. I wonder if that's it.
Where do you see the service? fee?
It's 340000, the charges for service. Oh, I'm sorry, Scott, it's on the revenue. So, yeah,
Here,
you're
I'm
not
looking
gonna
at
see it.
turn the
You're not gonna
page.
see it, it's
Turn
in
the
there.
page.
I don't see
Yeah,
where-
no, you wouldn't unless you had X-ray vision.
So this disposal charge, that line item there, is that the overages?
That's what I'm wondering. We can ask them,
Yeah, we
Find
just
out.
need to
and
anticipate.
then I could anticipate for that too.
You see where it pulled in revenue? The lowest revenue that's pulled in was 24,000.
Yeah,
So yeah, we need to anticipate that.
yeah, so I'll find out from
Yeah.
them if that is in fact what that is, and I'll anticipate for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would hope so. That's,
That's
we
all
need
the-
that.
That's all the new.
Because that kind of sounds like
extra
that's,
Units and everybody's buying, so
Yeah.
that'd be a line item, yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
there's your line item. So maybe that is it. I will talk with them, find out if that is true, and I will,
'Cause
So
we
we'll
need-
just-
We need to have that broke up so we actually can say, now you can see what we're doing and what
Yeah.
this extra.
So I think I'll put like,
Units and stuff
Well-
we're selling, we know what we're selling and where we're sitting.
I'll put like 35 in there. Does that,
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
make sure that,
that's what it is.
What
I'll
that-
talk with them, but maybe
well, you
30,
could probably just do a printout and look at, see what's coming
Yeah.
in, but yeah, talk with them to make sure
yeah,
that those units don't get put, and they wouldn't
Yeah.
get put in the tax.
no,
So
no,
they're-
I'm sure that's what
Yeah.
it is. So, and maybe 35, just to.
Yeah. And
Okay.
so this miscellaneous, it looks like we picked up easy, I think you could probably. Put 2,500 for that,
Okay,
so that'll help with your revenue.
and I'll ask them what they
Yeah.
do that. Okay, all right, I will talk with
So
them about
that'll
those.
help with your revenue.
Yeah.
So, okay,
So that one's good.
okay, ARPA. Do you have that thing off the top of your head, what we were gonna put in for the elevator? What funds are coming out? Okay, so
And did you find out what, is that what he's looking for, the, what it's?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
cool,
the elevator,
cool.
we don't have it.
With
Oh,
the,
I know, I used to.
You remember when we sat here and we decided that, okay,
Uh,
we have a 1.4 million some odd budget. And we were going to anticipate, we're pulling it out of PILT, we're pulling it out of
It should
the
be on
ARPA
the-
fund. There was another fund, county building.
Yeah, it should
Okay.
be, in the minutes we had, I know we have wrote down.
Yeah.
I wrote it all down.
so if you look on page 3. Of the, yeah, so I've got a bunch of scribbled stuff.
In 3,
Of the PILT one, oh, I'm looking at PILT,
We're-
sorry.
ARPA,
Not the
we're
ARPA.
not on, okay, page 3
We're
of
still on
PILT.
ARPA, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm just-
but I have
ARPA?
some, that I've got some.
let's get our real quick. What do we have for revenue? Oh, you haven't done, we have 823,838
Left, yeah, there is no revenue.
and we have expended how much for the elevator so far?
You should be a broke.
So that was my question. Okay, so does Slate is that included in your whole 1.4? Or is the 1.4 only for the actual putting in at the elevator, and that would be the TC?
Say that again.
Okay, so she's wondering 1.4, does it go to Slate? And does Slate pay the contract?
Is that all part of the 1.4 is the Slate stuff?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have paid Slate about $88,000. And we have paid the TCS Northwest $626,000.
So we're still about 500,000 or a little more, I guess, 600,000, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I had all of these, it's on the PILT thing, because I was.
okay,
Damn, I wish I had that.
So, yeah, so in LATCF, the funds that we have left is $724,060.
okay, so
That would be in the ARPA fund, after we do the.
how
COLA
much were
stuff.
we pulling out of LATCF? To go into
No,
the elevator?
you might have to have Benny look it up on, it was on their minutes, and that was quite a while ago, but, we had it all. We had a pinpoint on 3 different.
It was PILT, it was county building, and it was. LATCF, ARPA fund, the ARPA fund. That's what I'm thinking. Do we need? Just a special line item to finish paying off? For the elevator stuff, just for the elevator stuff, or do? And where would we put that?
Well, I mean, the big chunk, are you just, oh, you're still waiting, I mean,
No.
I just, so you don't want to take what's left of the LATCF and just.
Well, we have something else we want to put. What was the other thing that we were gonna take out of it?
Set the,
Were we gonna give somebody something? We were gonna give Drummond Ambulance some money. Was that or? were-
yeah, oh,
that-
right, the
But that's a
15,000,
diff-
oops,
that's
I
a
forgot,
different
I gotta put that in there. Right.
We'd take that out of CARES, right?
But yeah, cause we.
'Cause we
We gave them some and we wanna just keep it even, but there was something else, I know what you're saying, I just can't.
Do you want me the 15,000 from CARES to Drummond Ambulance?
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
that?
All right, she was asking you guys about the CARES money and doing the 15,000 to Drummond ambulance from the CARES money. Because there's 145,000 in there.
Yeah.
Okay,
But, you know, once we have them all set in front of us. But there's something else that's coming out too.
There's something else that we agreed on, we all three agreed on, it was gonna take something out, I just.
You remember, you mentioned it, you're the one that said,
Oh, was it that? Was it the rigs? You know, where they each got a search and rescue rigs. Was that? There's something though, that we all said, yeah, we'll take that out there, benefit. I
okay,
can't remember, seems like we're
all
missing
right,
something,
I got that.
don't you think?
are you searching our minutes?
I am.
It goes way back, I know I had it wrote down here. Remember, we added it all up and then that, cause we could only take so much there, and so we had to take a little more from Pilt to cover, and then we come to the conclusion that we had it all, right?
So, okay, right now we have 1,404,900 in Pilt. We have road at 467,183. We have compensated absences at 30,290. So now we need for the elevator. And that's it, right?
Why don't they,
Yeah,
What
we,
else?
we designated certain funds, so we covered the elevator. We had
Yeah,
it
we
covered,
did. Yeah, we had it all covered.
I just can't remember,
It was-
yeah, I wish I.
Okay, so. How much is left on the elevator? We have expended how much?
Didn't you say, cause we paid 600 and then something else, and it's 1.4, so there's 700.
right, so as long as everything that Slate has done and everything that PCS is going to do is all under that 1.4.
Then I know, we're trying to figure out how much we got left to pay them, that's. I'm
Right.
saying it's around
We have 1 million right now.
700,000, cause it was at 1.4, and so if we're at 600, another 700 put us over. Versus the 1.
That's what we need is to know what we've,
Exactly.
I mean, that's why we need a special line item just for that, to pay out of that and to know what's left.
So, yeah, so we've expended 714,370. The thing that I'm not clear on is what the contracted amount, you know, is it 1.4 or is it 1.4 something?
It's
or is it-
1.4 something.
Okay, so what I did on my little scribbly notes, on page 3 of the Pilt stuff was I took 1.5.
So we're
Cause
out,
I just wasn't
we're out
sure,
of ARPA now, we're back in the pill.
We're in Pilt, page
but
3,
it's all kind of,
where her scribblings are.
yeah, where my scribblings are for the,
Okay, so
because I wasn't aware, didn't know that you guys had a plan for where all that money was coming from. I was just kind of looking at Pilt,
No.
so that's why all the scribblings
see,
are.
capital project,
Mhm. Oh, right, we've got,
And how much did we have in the
got
elevator
100.
fund? We weren't gonna take the whole elevator fund, we're gonna keep some of that in case we needed extra, and how much do we have in the elevator fund? See, that's the, we
Yeah.
need to break that, but remember, cause we
yeah,
didn't
and
wanna
that's
take,
in capital project.
yeah, cause we didn't wanna take it all. And TCS, that's a contractor now, I guess, is that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out, but. Damn, I had that all wrote down on a piece of paper, and we made it come out just to. But we didn't.
So it was
take the
capital
whole-
project, it was Pilt, and it was ARPA. Is there 3 or 4?
There was 3 different things we took, we already had elevator money, then we took it from ARPA and Pilt, we covered a little bit from, or, I don't know, from Pilt.
I don't know how the filing would be.
I
Where
guess
would she put it?
It'd been,
Would she put it under
it'd been
a,
months ago, but
You know, there's gotta be another system here. When we do all these things, we should be having a chart, where we write this down, so we can all look at it.
Yeah, we all wrote it down because we were adding up and then we said, no, that ain't right. And we subtracted some and we added some more from somewhere else. We didn't wanna. Blaine was in, he was in here, remember, and Blaine was talking about it too.
So.
There should be something. Worst thing, Brad, I don't think we ever put it on the agenda to talk about, I think it just come up and
Oh,
so I don't think you'd ever find it on the agenda like a
right.
elevator or Virginia Heights. It was just that we were trying to figure.
Would it be under,
Slate would have that with it, cause when we sent,
so a trick, Randy, is go in and look at the agendas. Is that how you're trying to find it?
but I don't
Well,
think we ever had it on the agenda for the courthouse.
was
We
looking.
just I never remember having it on the, we just kind of sat there and talked about it.
There's 185,000 in the elevator. 185.
Okay. So I think it was like 150,000 that we were gonna take out. Does that ring a bell?
Oh, shit.
Okay.
But chip show, somewhere, cause we hadn't pulled the money just to.
Wait. I don't wanna mess up her.
So, yeah, if there was 715 left, then the 150 out of the elevator fund, so now we're down to 565.
That's what we owe on the elevators, 565.
Yeah, so- Right, so it was 7, is what I came up with, is we've already.
So there was, when you first said. there was
It's always like
Okay, was that paid out of this fiscal year or last fiscal year?
last 2 years. There was some of that 88,000 from, where's my,
No, cause we just started on it, so what?
that's what I was
We did
asking
take
about.
some out of the
late.
fiscal year or the last fiscal year though.
Was that just the engineering?
Yes. Because we just started with the TCS in January. So, oh, okay, 17. So 1, 4. Oh, still,
Huh?
I'm just having trouble with how much left we have because I don't know what the contract is for.
1.8.
And change or just 1.4?
So the only thing
Yeah.
we paid out, we had to pay for the elevator thingy, right?
Engineering.
What was that? For the elevator thing,
Oh, the cap from,
we had to pay. Who'd we pay?
We paid Slate, cause they were the ones that engineered, or they did, not that Scott guy that, he's kind of, yeah, we're paying Slate. And then they put in their charges, the guys that are building TC, whatever. But there should be a,
So you're saying we have 785, 630 left to pay out?
That-
From the 1.5.
yeah,
1.5
is
is rounding.
1.5,
We'll
yeah.
put in an exact figure.
Because I wasn't sure, so that's just what I was using for, just to be on the,
that's what I was saying, we were still over 700.
yeah.
So 800,000. Just round it up. 785, 630, 800. We haven't taken anything out of capital project, so 150 out of capital project. And then there's with the T. With ARPA. I just can't think of, was it a whole lot of money or?
Yes, it was. Yeah, we took like 800,000 or something like that, or
Which,
6 to
Do you wanna
800,000.
look at this and tell me if this is helpful? for
No, I
you guys?
mean,
If I
not
found-
the elevator.
if I found anything that's repetitive.
You talking to me?
Is this part, is this conversation?
yeah, I think so.
helpful?
Work session voted to go down the elevator and ADA projects. Commission reviewed the budget for.
Yeah, the big was out of the ARPA. The big amount.
So Calvert project 172. Well, that's what happened, say.
Yeah, there it is, ain't it?
Yeah, but
Saying 600,000 in ARPA. And 172
So
is
find it.
capital project.
Yeah, she thinks she
think so,
found
though.
two different, it was
And then
172
the
from the.
additional, and then the additional come out of pill. We never did set a thing because we weren't quite sure. So whatever the 600 plus 172, that's 700, say, so we plan to take, we'll have the rest of it out of pill. That was like 500.
Okay, what have we paid out of ARPA so far? The 88,176.
Oh.
715, because it's the 88 plus the 626, the TCS and the.
What do you have, Brandy?
let's see. This has, okay, this says 500 out of PILT.
Oh.
173 out of elevator capital project, 803 out of ARPA and LATCF.
Can you print that? Would you
Yep,
print that?
yep.
Yeah, because that comes right up to, I'm just guessing 8, 9, 9, 5, 14, so that's 1.4 right there.
Okay. So,
we
and we've
actually
already
had-
expended the 620 or 715 is what we've expended out of ARPA already. However, I mean,
Had
there's,
803 anticipated to spend, so we still got 100,000 left in there.
Mhm. So, but, and there's 700,000.
There's 700,000. 700,000, so whatever that project, whatever that we were gonna. Take out of there, that will hit us again. I think going through the budgets, we go one, each one. And say okay on it. We're doing the tough ones now, and I think during the hearing. We'll go through them individually. One time.
So,
I mean, it'll be fast because we're going through the tough ones right now.
so you're still trying to remember what the other thing was that you wanted to pay out of LATCF, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so whatever that is, then subtract that from what we have left and take that amount to put towards the elevator. So then that just
Yeah.
zeroes it all
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Just with those two things.
Yes.
Once you remember what. it
Yes. Okay.
So there's 500 out of Hill, 173 out of the elevator capital project, 803, 400 out of ARPA. LATC.
And that's what I mean, that's why if we had one line item where it would all come out of that line item, it'd be a whole lot easier instead of trying to figure
Well, I mean, basically, that's all we have paid for the last year
the ARPA.
is,
Okay.
yeah.
So you do.
There've been a
detail-
couple things that were for the ambulance stuff, but I think it was just. Most of it was the part.
Did you get that?
No, I did
Did you
not.
get it?
Thank you. Would you like me to go make copies?
Would you, do you want a copy?
Yeah, so
We crushed
yeah,
it.
I keep them. I don't know, I know it's hard to. I just paid once.
Come on, you'll remember, spit it out. There was something that we were gonna. We decided we were gonna do. And we're gonna take it out of ARPA. Was it any kind of vehicle for anything?
I think that's where we took the search and rescue, or not search and rescue, that quick response rigs
Yeah,
was out of there, 2 of them. One to go. But I think that's all I'm doing, take it out. Again. I'm pretty sure that's all it was, cause we said we take it out of there so they each have a rig. Cause we weren't getting nothing else. There wasn't no rigs, no thing for the. there
Was
was-
something,
That was last fiscal year, I mean, like. We did those, shouldn't,
Well, she should have those. everything.
I think I finally have my answer. The project total was 1,476,400. Yay, I have my answer. So
Where did you
That's
get that?
then we
when
had,
when I added all of these
But
together.
it's
Yeah.
not,
Came
I
up
mean,
to that.
that's just us adding that in, but I don't think, cause it's gonna be.
we had an addendum thing too, remember, how much was that?
Cause there's stuff that's coming in extra, cause remember they got into this
Yeah.
and stuff, so I mean.
So it was probably good that I did it at 1.5 then. So,
Yeah.
Which it'll probably be a little
Yeah.
bit more than that.
Because
Okay.
there was, what do you call it? You add to it,
Change orders.
yes, thank you. We've had one change order,
I'm
And how
still
much
though
was that?
thinking that we were gonna,
okay,
Okay, so as soon as you remember what that other thing was and how much that is, then we'll know how much we can take out of the LATCF. Towards
so I'm
the
thinking
elevator.
that we were gonna take it out of there, so that it could stay, that amount could stay in there. Cause
Right.
what's left after what we're taking out of there? Would we say, how much more do we have to take out of that for the elevator?
Oh.
Do you have that?
No, so,
We have 785, 630 gallons, is that correct?
yeah,
From the 1.5,
right,
and we have not taken any out of PILT yet.
correct,
We have not taken any out of capital project.
correct. It has all been,
So PILT was what?
Five.
5. Okay. So we'll do 5 for PILT. And that leaves us. What?
900 and bill.
oh,
So that's still
no,
good
it's like
price.
500 left in,
500,000 left.
left in built. So we're taking 467 now per road.
Yes. And then the 100 and, so the LATCF is gonna be okay for that little thing that we will remember. We'll keep it in there for that.
Okay.
Okay. So out of the 785, 500. Oh, yeah. LATCF is good, so if we have to take more out of. To save some in PILT, we can. Do you wanna just do 400 from PILT? And then,
Yeah.
Do you have any idea kind of what you thought that other project was
It's
gonna
nothing
be, like
that huge.
150
What's
or?
that?
Whatever that other project was that you were thinking that
Okay.
was gonna come out of
was it a
LATCF.
lot?
If it wasn't
I don't
very
remember.
much
I
or,
don't think
the
it
big
was.
thing was an elevator,
yeah.
the big thing.
I
was
don't
the
think we
elevator.
had another project, I mean, there's little stuff.
Yes.
It must have been those, two
No,
rigs.
yes, I remember, cause you said something, oh, we said we were gonna give them that. And I went, oh, right, that has to come out of LATCF, but there's gonna be plenty, cause it's not a great big thing.
Right, so do you want to leave money? I mean,
Yes.
aside from that little project, do you want money left in
Yeah, I
LATCF
think
for
so.
something in a rainy day? You don't wanna just expend it all
No.
on the, whatever that little thing is and the
No,
elevator?
No.
Okay, all
No,
right,
I think, when do we have to have it all spent?
whenever you want, it's the
So
LATCF,
we
you
have-
can spend
we
that,
have-
you can keep it and.
Cause we had to commit a certain amount and we've expended that. certain
Right,
amount that we
yeah,
had
that
to
was
commit.
the ARPA
Yeah,
ones,
The
that
ARPA.
one had to be done by, I think, this December.
yeah, and we,
Or, yeah, knowing what you were gonna do and then
and
another
then
year to be able
that's
to.
expended,
But the LATCF, that's,
okay,
that,
okay,
there's a, I have to do reports on it, what we spend it on.
someone's smoking.
And as long as you don't spend it on lobbyists, you're okay, and you can spend it 10 years from now. So, but not on lobbyists.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, so here's on this ARPA one, you say. 99,778, and that takes care of the. our bulletin.
Right, so you can see on the next sheet how it's all listed out, where it goes and who's,
And we can,
and the total.
if we have to maybe to supplement COLA again
And I-
next year, we might go ahead and
We're,
save some funds.
yeah. I
From
think
it.
like the general, all the funds are really doing pretty well. Except for road.
Yeah. Okay, so then the next one. Where are we?
Oh, yeah, I don't know why I put it, but because I got my answer for this. Are you looking at the gas tax? Is that the next one?
Okay, this was pill. We got our
Okay.
answer on pill.
I think so.
Okay,
Finding clarification, I'll
so the next
find it.
gas tax.
Yeah, and I don't think, and the only reason, but I got that information and I wrote it down on there. So you still have money left in there because the two bids only came to like 128 and there was 153. So there still is 20. Yeah, there's 183, 30 usually budgets in the culverts and then it's there for it. And then for the gravel and stuff, there's 153 and you've expended 128 already because we've got that, but there's still money in there, so.
Yeah.
Mhm, so that one's,
For emergency gravel if we need it.
Yeah.
Or emergency culverts.
Yeah.
Or
So-
roads.
anyway. I think, oh. So, yeah, did you have any good, that one, I think that's pretty
So
straightforward,
you have
right?
the Drummond ambulance.
Oh, right, but so you want that money coming out of the CARES? Okay, I wrote that down on my thing.
Okay.
So, and I think everything else.
And how did they do in their charges?
They are getting, they've got like 13,000 that's billed out, they've gotten 2,000 in, but they go on runs and they are billing, and they use Soulstone.
They have
So-
13,000 out and they've only got 2,000 paid back.
Just from reason, yeah, I mean, it takes a while for people to pay and stuff, but they are billing out, they use Soulstone. So. But they're, they're getting there.
So last fiscal year, they only took in $1,200. For
That's
that
what-
whole year,
That's what I'm.
No, is that through April or something? But,
through April.
Yeah.
April.
yeah, so they had started being able to bill out again. Because they were starting to be able to go on runs again because there weren't other ambulance services up there. So but they've got, I think, talking to her, I think they have about 13,000 that's, I think, or actually, I put that, I see that.
Well, no, that's
Because
good.
I get
That's,
to, yeah, so it'll be coming in.
did they want you to anticipate that, or did you just?
No, I did for the
Okay.
next year, I mean,
Okay,
I'm sure that there'll be. 10 for
Yeah.
this year plus whatever they'll
Yeah.
be getting from last year, so
okay.
they're. Going on the runs and looking good
So this
Yeah.
guys, this is,
What-
and
uh,
appreciate,
Wasn't they asking for a little more, isn't that what you said?
right, and that's what, yeah, that. The 15,000 to come out of the, from LATCF, because that would balance out about the amount that Phillipsburg ambulance has gotten over the year.
So
But what you guys have decided is that you wanted,
15,953.
Hmm?
15,953, is that that? Is that what you're saying?
no, that's their taxes, that's from the mill levy is the 15. And we don't have that, I don't have that in the budget because it's actually gonna come out of CARES or come out of, originally I thought it was just coming out of LATCF. It wasn't gonna go into their budget and then go out.
So
They were just gonna be
we
able
haven't
to,
anticipated it.
yeah,
they never anticipated.
So
no,
you haven't anticipated.
no,
15.
because it's kind of like what was done with the,
They're gonna pay it out of the CARES.
we're not paying it out of the CARES.
The ambulance budget. So
Yeah.
they don't have to anticipate it.
So it's
coming
not,
out of their budget.
right.
We're giving it to them right directly from CARES. As a gift. So they don't have to anticipate it.
Like last year was
Just-
done
yeah.
with, yeah.
You got it? You got it? Hey, you got it? Just there. So instead of anticipating it,
They just get it.
we're just, yeah.
Yeah,
gifting it Like we did with the Peaver ambulance.
Right,
We just
yeah.
gifted it and it came directly out of that
fund,
fund.
Not
So it
their
wasn't
fund.
transferred into their fund.
correct.
Right.
But. Okay, we're giving it to them, but yet their meal went up.
So,
We're
it's
giving them
like everybody,
15,000 plus they're giving them more.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have time, I'm just trying to figure out what.
yeah, so we're not,
Sure.
so that's why that was. So,
Okay, say that again.
he's,
We're
he's-
giving
giving
them
out
the
of
15,
CARES
not that they
15.
need it.
No, but we're giving them the 15, cause that's what we did up here or whatever,
Mhm.
but yet, then they still are getting, I'm just. And then they're getting a little more in the mail.
right, just like pretty much everybody.
I know,
yeah.
I'm just trying to, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to figure this out.
Yeah, so, oh, here on the drum, did you have the drums?
I have it.
Oh, okay.
No, I understand, I just trying to
Yeah.
make sure I know
right,
that 15,000, that just could be another line item then, it'd be. So like, it's just give,
Yeah,
so it just goes into the fund.
it's gifted. They spend it on whatever.
and they let us know that there's something specific that they needed for training or something. And it's gonna be like 15,000, so when they let us know what that is, or when we get the invoice, we'll just pay it directly out of CARES. Just like we paid directly out of LATCF.
Okay, hold on here a sec. So we haven't gave it to them, but when they do this, whatever they're getting, then we get them at 15,000. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Right, it's not going into their,
It's not
yeah,
going into their fund.
no,
Okay,
Yeah.
not until they do
Yeah,
whatever.
right. right, exactly.
Okay, so then if you guys look at the tax levies
And then I've had a couple questions.
and then we have her. Okay, so now. When's our hearings? Do we have that copy of that?
Oh, no, but it is the 27th. Where's your calendar? Oh,
The 27th? Is that?
I'm trying, oh, there's September, it's way over
Oh,
there.
I'm looking at
Way
November.
back there.
Yeah, so,
I hate that calendar being there. I can't see it.
yeah. Okay, so the 27th from 1 to 3, which is Tuesday, it's after your meeting.
Okay,
And then on September 3rd, Tuesday, 1 to 3, and then you're finalizing.
okay, and
Then
it's in the
the budget.
paper and everything's in the paper.
Yep, that's in the
Okay.
paper.
So next week, our hearings start from 1 to 3. So you got a whole day. And then.
Yeah.
And then September 3rd.
Yeah.
From 1 to 3.
Just like it was last year.
So I think what we can do for our hearings is go through half of the budgets one at a time. That's by one at a time.
Okay. And I can scan it and put it up like we did
Yeah,
last
we want it
year.
scanned and put up,
Okay,
and then what
Yeah.
we'll do is we'll
I'll get that.
split it in half. And do half of it looking through them, and then the other half on the third.
Okay.
So,
Still think we're missing something. Yeah,
Like-
this is weird feeling of
What?
missing, I don't know, just. Something like the same, right?
When it comes to you, write it down. Because when stuff comes to me, if I don't write it down,
yeah,
it'll
no,
be gone another hour.
you're missing something.
Yeah,
Another big budget or
Right.
something he's thinking.
Okay, we got Flint Creek project, we got the road. Got solid
there's
waste.
something, though, I
The
know.
general fund, we will do that.
There's another project that you're thinking of that maybe,
There's very missing something.
So we're not budgeting for the roof until
That's.
next
oh,
year.
right, that's what the county building, and I don't have that one in here. we've usually budgeted a lot for the, just in case of things happening for the building
Yeah.
repair and
Yeah.
stuff.
That ain't- that's
Do we
not
have-
what- That's not the.
Okay,
that's
I think
not-
I only-
Cause we didn't have a clue until here, not just after we did a settlement with Ace, and then the roofing is gonna be 300,000. Okay.
And are
Just
we,
for the new roof.
do we need that budgeted for this year?
Well, I don't know, until he brings this stuff and this,
Okay.
it's gonna be.
I'll go find
Okay.
it. I'm gonna go get that one. Yeah, that was another one I wanted to ask.
And as long as we're talking about the roof, I need to get a hold of Mr. Kessler and go up and reseal it. That's copper stuff.
Do what?
Reseal the copper stuff. It's all that long. And haven't
Did
seen.
he do it the first go round?
I'll get a hold of him. I don't know why I was just thinking that and just,
So it's all fallen off?
well, that's where he sealed where he put like clear coat on that didn't stick and it's kind of spread out, but. I'm just scared if we get a bunch of snow this year or whatever and it sits on there, it's gonna.
Okay.
Side.
Yeah, and I did have a little
Not
sticky
leaking.
on that one. I just forgot. So,
Cause it's running off, if we get snow.
And I'm sorry, I didn't make copies of this
It's
one.
no big deal. We did
so
the reseal.
that I just did 100,000 on it.
Okay,
Will
so
be-
got 100,000 in building maintenance and repairs.
Yeah, where like last year it was 160,000.
And what's
But
up
we
this
did
year?
pay 100,000 is what I put on that. For repairs and maintenance on the building. But it didn't sound like there were any big,
So there's no outlay. There's
Yeah, there should be.
on here.
no. Do you have something in mind?
Well, I think, well,
We'll have to pay for the roof this year, won't we?
yeah, probably, if we get
So
everything.
why don't we figure that in?
Cause we're not quite sure what he's gonna bring that, maybe by the time we get to it next week, he'll have it, cause he's still up there, it's not good. I ain't kidding, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be hard, something. I'm sick to my stomach over it. Cause they're gonna have to try to move some of the drains and, I mean, it's gonna be major, it's gonna be like the elevator. I ain't kidding, it's not good. I wish I wouldn't went up.
Well,
there.
yeah. So we need to know what it's gonna cost
How
before.
much is 300? Or what? Or more? But how do you?
So where did that come from?
That's what I'm worried about.
Okay, so she's reserved, like, what did general fund get? for-
Oh, we've got like $900,000 reserved.
Yeah.
I think we have it on there.
We can lower the reserve,
Mhm. Yeah, where is it?
so we can get it.
Yeah, 922,000.
Yeah, when you look at your little,
I don't have one now.
Oh.
you did too get one, right there.
So there's where, this is what the budgets all come to. There's the reserve, so there's the total, but it's 922,000.
And you understand,
Where's
reserve.
it?
Oh, I'll show you.
okay,
So
So-
here are all of the budgets
Go
for
ahead.
the general fund. Here's what that total is, and the reserve is the 9. So that's not, yeah, it's not in any of these budgets, it's just, yeah.
okay,
So,
so
so we have a 30% reserve.
we're allowed 33 and a third % reserve.
What's that come out?
You know, in years past, when we were really poor, we didn't have any reserve.
I've never seen it like that. That was good.
So
And
it's
your
also,
people are being pretty good about their budgets and
Yeah.
stuff when it. Through stuff.
so there's 922,000 in there in reserve. And that, what reserve is this is during the collection
Of taxes?
of taxes.
Okay,
And this is to keep a cash flow in between, so we reserve. What we're allowed to reserve, which is included in,
so why don't we take some of that out, instead of taking so much out of tilt for the elevator?
We can reserve, we can, for county building.
Yeah, I mean, we could,
What's the difference?
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter either way, either way, it's gonna be heard.
So,
I mean, I don't.
okay, so what we'll do then right now, before we can set budgets, we'll see what we can get for what. He's gonna give us an estimate. When's he gonna give us an estimate on the roof?
We'll have to call him, but it'll be a while, because I mean, they're up there measuring and.
So, Are we gonna try to squeak through this?
I don't think we have much, because I don't, there's no way we could ever get it done before winter, it's major.
So we're gonna probably plan for a
Yeah,
big,
so,
we gotta get the elevator done. before
right, I mean,
that.
we could budget 300,000 in the repairs and
Let's just
maintenance.
Worry about the elevator right now.
Drop
and
the reserve and
Okay.
then
Let's do that. We'll budget 300,000. And
and then drop the reserve.
drop the reserve. For
Mhm.
county building.
So I can do that, and then I'll show that to you.
Yeah.
What it looks like. Okay,
So next week, when we work on what we'll do, we'll be doing. The
300 was good for the.
hearing and
I'm
we'll
just going by, because I
work on
up
half.
there looking
Go
today,
through.
and like climbing around there with them, that's.
Okay, that's what we'll do.
There's so much, and then I gave him permission to block off a few of them windows and cut some of the stuff out of there. I guess I should have brought it back down, but we just made the. Them windows and blue ones, all they're doing is the water's running in, coming down the dome. Might as well just close them off.
Yeah.
And he is asking about taking. If we wanted to do it or just a contract, no, I said, just do it a contract, we don't wanna start splitting this up and then one's trying to work
Yeah.
against each other, just
Yeah.
like we did the elevator, just.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
I know, I
Okay.
just wanna make sure.
Okay, so are we in agreement? During the hearing process next week, we will designate half of the funds. If we can maybe get to the levied ones, we'll see. Because the unlevied ones aren't that necessary, they're a given. It's-
Yeah. And the general
And
should
on,
be pretty quick to go
Yeah.
through and then really look
Yeah,
at
Make
the
sure,
other
remember
ones.
now, we got a health nurse now too, so we wanna make sure and look at that one good,
Okay,
okay?
yeah, that
I'm
one,
not telling you don't, but I'm just saying that there's other stuff now that we have to be paying.
And,
But
and,
there's-
okay, and then what she brought us is questions. That we need to answer for her, what she's
Yeah.
done with the rest of the budgets, she's got plenty of funds. And
Mhm.
plenty of money anticipated,
and I,
so she didn't have to bring it to us, and so we're looking at the salary and stuff in the county health fund is.
right, and I sat down with Jackie and Deb 2 weeks ago to go over the county health and
Okay,
the
that's-
DES and
that's
the
another
FAP,
thing.
and we went through all of those so that I had an understanding of where they wanted.
We
things
were talking
going.
about taking some out of ARPA for that too.
I don't
but
think
I
you
don't
need
think
to.
we have, we were talking about taking some money somewhere to help with the health nurse, but I think we're gonna be okay. 'cause
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
get
we-
another
we-
grant.
Don't need to.
Yeah.
It's,
I just trying to remember.
Yeah.
Shit.
no, that's why I sat down with them to go through all of
Something
those.
else. Something.
There's something
Yeah.
else that we.
So that's why I sat down with them and
Okay,
specifically we spent an afternoon.
We got
looking at all
everybody,
this.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
think there's no other big expenditures, I just, but there's
it'll
some.
come to you. Okay, so. Good
Alrighty.
discussion, good work.
Okay, I'll get those
There
few.
wasn't something in the jailhouse, was there?
Ooh, ooh. I don't
Um,
think so, I don't think so.
the junk vehicle. So. I've sent in all of my reports and
Okay.
everything on it, and this is what from the. Fees from the motor vehicles,
You need a
that's the
signature
amount I need a signature.
right
so that-
here.
Yeah, and then I'll send that in and we can get that. Get that, and we've got our. The junkyard is all cleaned up, they removed all the vehicles this summer. The road
They
has,
did,
yes, and the road, Paul sent John up to blade the road up there. And
Yeah,
as
'cause
soon
it
as
was
he
all-
can, there's a little bit more cleanup that needs to be done, and the road's gonna do that for me. And I told him to tell me the hours, because
Yeah,
junk vehicle will pay for it.
yeah, I told him to make sure and keep tap, yeah, he
Yeah.
brought it up, cause there's a bunch of glass and shit, when they smash that stuff, we got a mess up there.
It's a mess up
Might
there.
have to
They
haul-
kinda cleaned it, I mean, there's a big pot, but anyway, they're gonna,
Might have to, after he blades it, I might have to take a few loads of gravel up there, just.
see, and that's what I asked about, and he didn't seem to think that it
Oh,
needed,
okay.
but I asked him,
I
I
just
said,
don't want him to
can
shove
they-
it over in a big pile and then,
right, and I asked him about that, I asked him to, if the guys could go up there, and if they needed, gravel,
okay.
that
Yeah.
As long as you
the
guys
junk
took care of
vehicle
Yeah.
will pay for it,
Yeah.
and they didn't seem to think that it needed to be done, but I told
Do
them
you
we
think
would.
it needs to be done?
Well, I
Did you
thought
go
it
look
did,
at it?
well, I haven't seen it since they met, when I was up there, all the windows got busted out, cause the policemen were up there using some.
Oh,
cars there.
So maybe in the other area where, once they get it all cleaned up, because there is a little bit
There's
more
still-
cleanup to
yeah,
do,
there's
that they're
Maybe
gonna,
they need to go and clean up their mess. What do you think? You don't shoot out
So-
windows for crying out loud.
anyway, there's still a little bit more, but it's gonna do it, I told them to keep track of the hours, and that junk vehicle will pay them. Well. So,
Okay, with that, is there any public comment on our work session that we have done so far? Okay, that was the last agenda item. And I think we can adjourn. We are adjourned. We can stay on.
What was
Thank
this,
you.
task
Oh,
Where did that?
This is that task order number. The master contract for.
Oh.
Human service.
so we went from Area 5 agreement with Granite County Medical Center, and then we went right into. Oh, because we had 5 minutes and we didn't. We were waiting for you to get here. That's what happened. And we were waiting for you. So the 1055 maternal and child health block grant contract with BPHHS.
Is this,
Discussion and decision.
and this is.
And that's an annual thing. It's a grant. It's whatever they're giving to us.
But, see, they got it down as, Deb Robinson is accepts.
In my notes, it does say that there would be an email regarding this to download and sign, but there isn't, so I don't. Just so you
Okay,
know,
let's
there,
just table this till next week.
yeah, there's nothing in the email.
Okay,
Yeah.
And then we can
There's a couple.
look at it a little bit. Okay, we are tabling the task order for maternal and child health block grant contract.
It don't have to be in right away.
Not that I can see on these notes, but
This stuff is what Jackie worked on too, Jackie and nurse,
Deb
right?
Robinson.
So that is right on the Deb Robinson. Right.
Okay, so we have time. There's a date. October 1st.
So we'll be all right for next week.
for the time frame of October 1st, 2024 to September 30th, 2025. So I'm thinking that we have this week to go ahead and table it and we'll work on it next week.
No, I can talk to Jackie and Deb
Yeah.
about it, or better deal, I guess. Could call
Okay.
right now.
Okay, all right. With that, we will adjourn.